This is one of the most game-breaking bugs ever discovered in Bloons BTD6, and in order for me to show you guys how it works, we're gonna start things off in sandbox by me just buying a single giant condor beast handler. So I'm gonna send in 5 BFBs just to show you guys what the power of the giant condor currently is. And so what the bug essentially does is it gives this guy, well, infinite pierce, and that's what makes it so ridiculous, because by using this bug you can probably defeat or cheese every single map in Bloons BTD6. And as you guys can see, this guy is kind of holding off 5 BFBs in total before like the last one makes it outside of its range. Now let's do the bug and show you guys how to pull it off and then what it does. Alright, now let me show you guys how to pull off the bug. And actually every time this thing happens, like the new bug is discovered, I'm so impressed by how like just someone discovers this and realizes that it's a bug. So you buy the giant condor and then you buy a bunch of small like base beast handlers. So let's just stop at like, I think I'm gonna buy like a couple more and then we're gonna stop. Yeah, that's probably gonna be fine. And then you upgrade all of these guys to 001. So don't upgrade them more than that. We only like 1 beast power for all of these guys, so let me just upgrade all of them. There we go. And you can actually do a bunch more of these beast handlers, by the way. I'm just not gonna be pushing it this time. And here's what you do: you merge up all of these beast power 1 beast handlers with the main one, with the giant condor. And we're starting with a beast power 1, or actually just the 001, because later on we're gonna have to upgrade them to the giant condor themselves. And so because there's a maximum of 64 beast power, if you max them, you're only gonna be able to merge like an extra 3 of them. So that's why we're starting with beast power 1. And once you've merged up all of these guys into the main giant condor, now upgrade all of them to the giant condor. So yeah, go like this. Let me just buy up and upgrade all of these giant condors, and then what you do next is actually the thing that triggers the bug, apparently. So we started around 94, and this is because in order for you to trigger the bug, you need to restart the last round, which is like, again, the most insane thing. Like, how do you even find this thing works like that? But yeah, we're gonna retry last round a couple of times, and that is going to apparently stack the pierce from all of these beast handlers onto the main one. So let me just sell the Ray of Doom, and then let's click start onto this one. So I've set these balloons to be a little bit faster than usual, so we're gonna lose on this one. We're gonna click retry last round, and then we're gonna do this a couple more times. So I'm not gonna push it too much, but apparently each time you lose and you click this button, retry last round, that is when the pierce from all these beast handlers apparently stacks onto this guy, onto the giant condor that we have it merged with. So let me do it one last time. This is gonna be like the 5th time I think that I'm doing this, and yes, now we can, I'm pretty sure we can just, I guess let's just retry last round. Let's go to home, and now the bug is activated. Now obviously there's no indicator that the bug is activated, but if we go into the same thing that we did in sandbox, all right, so let's do the exact same thing. Let's go like this. Let me buy the giant condor, and let's send in our 5 BFBs that we previously tried this with. So he was barely able to hold off 5 BFBs, and now let's see if the bug is active. And yes, it is. Look at this thing. Yes, it's holding all of them, which means that the pierce did indeed get increased and the bug is currently active. And the way that this bug apparently works, let me just, by the way, send in like 999 BFBs, and let's see what he's gonna, is he like gonna be able to hold off all of these guys, is my question. Yeah, at this point, like, the pierce is so high of this tower, and by the way, it is, oh my god, it's actually kind of holding them. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, so because the pierce of this giant condor is so high, you can essentially just stall like so many balloons at once, and this is like ultra cheese in whatever map that you're playing on, right? Because the balloons are just not gonna go anywhere, they're just gonna be kept in place. Now look at this thing, this is actually insane. We sent 999 BFVs and he's actually kind of holding them off. Alright, so let's actually just try it in a game and let's see how it's gonna perform. Let's actually try and do this on a dark path. So let me remove this obstacle here. I'm gonna have the beast handler, or at least the main beast handler, just like this. I think it doesn't matter if you merge it up with other beast handlers, so we're gonna merge it up, but just like a load. Do we like even need to merge it up, by the way, and get something else? I don't think so. So yeah, apparently the way that this bug works is as long as you are inside of BTD6, so you perform the bug and then you don't quit BTD6, then it is just gonna be fine. It's just gonna be left on. And let's actually see, I got the owl, and let's see if it works on these like other beast handlers before you get up to the condor. And then I'm not sure if it works on the Puakai, by the way, but we're not gonna be getting it anyways because this condor is just like insane by itself. And let's see if we're gonna be able to contain round 15. So oh, we are not actually containing 15. All right, I'm not sure if that's because like the first few tiers of the beast handler are kind of weak, so maybe that has something to do with this, or it just doesn't work on towers before you get to the condor. But you know what, I'm just gonna start merging this guy up anyways because this is gonna be our main defense. Yeah, this is just such an insane bug. I mean, come on guys, can we have an update in which we don't have a game breaking bug? I actually, you know what, I don't even mind. I actually enjoy these things so much. much because it's so fun. Let me get the second horned owl. So this is like a max power 6 out of 6 horned owl. Then we have the main one. And how much damage does this thing do actually? I can see it. I think it's like one-shotting yellows if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so as long as it's like not flying too far back and it's holding all these guys, I think it's completely fine. Yeah, we're gonna hold these rounds. Alright, so we get the money for the golden eagle on this round, but does this guy pop lead balloons? I don't play the beast handler that much, guys, so let me actually not risk it. Let's buy the sniper, which we're gonna have anyways, right, for later on for the elite defender, so might as well buy it now. So far so good. Maybe we can notice some pierce differences in like the, oh my god, I think it actually does work on the previous way. This golden eagle is not supposed to be taking in all of these pink balloons, right? I mean, look at what it does. Oh my god. Yep, I have a feeling that this bug actually increases the pierce on the previous paths. Oh my god, it's actually pulling all of these guys and it's taking them back. I think it does work. Alright, so 39, what do we do for the mob? Do we buy a max golden eagle and just have it keep it in place, or do we pop it normally? I think we go for the max golden eagle actually. Let's go like this. Let me buy the third one. We're just on the dot with the cash, so this is gonna be a 24 out of 24. So this guy can now hold Moab class balloons, or at least I should say just blue Moabs, and then the next one, the condor, can actually hold BFBs and DDTs, which is really nice. It's gonna make it so useful actually for like the super late game. But yeah, there we go. Here comes the Moab, and it's just being kept in place, and I cannot even wait to see what's gonna be happening to like these more difficult rounds. Alright, so this is 49. We're gonna have a million balloons, and actually something that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch this sniper to first, so it only focuses down like these weakest balloons, and I want to test this guy's spears, the golden eagle spears. Is it actually gonna be pulling out all these balloons and just turning them back in? And I think it is, guys. I'm not even sure if this tower is supposed to be doing this. I am pretty sure this thing works in previous tiers. That is absolutely insane. Let me get to the giant condor next then. So I guess the way that this pierce thing works with the beast handlers is that each balloon occupies a certain amount of its pierce. So essentially it's not like a 1-for-1, right? If you give it +1 pierce, it's not gonna be able to hold like +1 Moab class balloon, right, is what I'm saying. And it seems to be actually holding all of these guys in place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was able to do this thing before, by the way. So let me just get the giant condor and let's get the party started, guys. Alright, so not sure how good this is gonna be versus small balloons, by the way, because there's a lot of them and they're quite fast, and he's gonna have a little bit of a travel time, right? And the travel time is not getting improved by this. It's just the fact that it's just gonna get a million pierce. Let's start saving up money for the sun avatar, and then I want to see how this thing performs versus 63 actually. Is it gonna hold all of those ceramics by itself? So BFB 4 Moabs just getting pushed back. I'm pretty sure the condor was able to do this anyway, so I'm not too impressed by this. And now we're gonna start seeing some more small Moab class balloons, just like Geraldo Moabs incoming on these, like maybe not the 60s but the 70s for sure, especially 75 and 77, right? So let's quickly deal with 62. I, by the way, still have this guy set on first. I'm gonna keep him on first, and yeah, let's just get this round over with, and then we're gonna go into 63. So let's see if it can actually hold all of these ceramics, and we're actually gonna start popping some of them. Oh my god, look at this. So we're actually popping the ceramics into small balloons, which is creating a lot of pierce problems for us. And look at this thing, it is actually holding them and is throwing all of them back. This is insane how much pierce we're giving this guy. It actually works, guys. So let's watch the third wave, and it's just gonna bam, it takes all of them and just pushes all of them back. That is insane how good this thing is with this bug. Oh my god, this is so unfair. No, this is like pure cheese in BTD6. This is not supposed to be happening. Look at this thing, all the mobs, it's just grabbing them, boom, there you go. It's holding like 6 mobs at a time. That's insane. You might be wondering, well, we get infinite pierce, but I still don't get how this bug is actually useful. And essentially what this thing does is it allows you to stall around and stall an insane amount of balloons almost infinitely. So even if you don't have a lot of damage, your towers are still gonna be able to handle the balloons just because, well, we're just keeping every single balloon in place for a very long time. We can actually try it in this run, so I'm just gonna go for the sun avatar. I just want to watch like these pre-free play rounds first, and then we're gonna buy it. But essentially the sun avatar by itself is usually not enough, you know, to defeat Chimps mode, but I feel like it is gonna be in this run, especially if we just get some ZOMG popping power. Look at this thing. This is like a million, by the way, BFBs, because all of these guys, they're like there are currently 3 BFBs stacked beneath each other, and you can't exactly see all of them, right? But this guy is just holding them back, and it's not only holding back the big balloons, right, but it's grabbing the small balloons as well, the leftovers. And look at this thing, absolutely insane how much pierce we're giving this tower. Yeah, this is not supposed to be happening, guys. Let's watch 76. Is it actually gonna grab all of these ceramics and leftovers? It is grabbing all of them. No, look at how he's throwing them back. No way. You guys remember the 5 BFBs test that we did? Well, 77, exactly 5 BFBs on this one, plus some Moabs incoming. So let's watch the bug in action. Yes, look at this thing, exactly as it happened in our sandbox test after we activated it. Exactly the same thing. Nothing is getting past. This is just such a wild bug. But look at this thing, here comes the ZOMG. So this is the arch nemesis of the giant condor, because it cannot, well, it cannot attack it and it cannot move it back. So this is why I wanted to get some other damaging towers, and I wanted to get the elite defender, by the way. So we're essentially gonna need just some extra damage versus the ZOMGs, and so as long as we pop the ZOMG layer, we get down to BFBs, it is absolutely not an issue because that's when the giant condor steps in. So yeah, there we go. Alright, so $55,000 free play is starting in, and how far can we push this thing? How long is the giant condor going to be able to hold everything off by itself until we need to buy some other defensive towers? So far this is 81, and now we're entering territory in which we just have a bunch of like a million mob class balloons. These are all BFBs, and they're actually beefy BFBs. So yeah, we're starting to need a lot more damage, but so far I feel like this guy is just gonna hold everyone off, right? Yeah, absolutely. Look at this giant condor go. That is insane. This should not be happening. Let's watch 82 now. 82 is gonna have a bunch of normal BFBs, but behind them we're gonna have some 45 ones. So this is gonna require, I think, a little bit more damage than previously. I think it's time for the sun avatar, just because we know that the giant condor can hold all of these guys, but we just want to speed up these rounds a little bit. So let's get a little bit of extra damage. Let me get this guy going. Yeah, look at this thing, just absolute stalling. Stall these guys forever, man. This is insane. Okay, let me just go for the jungle jumps to just give this guy a little bit of extra damage, because why not? Yeah, just grab everyone, just keep everyone in place. You also want to minimize, I guess, the flight distance with this giant condor. That's also really important because it takes a little bit of time to just grab the balloon and pull it back. So the shorter your flight distance, the more effective this whole thing is gonna be, essentially. So let me actually just use Quincy's level 3 ability just to get a little bit more extra damage going on to these ZOMG. I just want to get rid of the ZOMG layer, and then once we do that, yeah, you guys see what's happening. So all the ZOMGs pop, everyone's being kept in place, and bam, not even close. Alright, so 89, a bunch of 45 balloons, and then we're gonna have the deities on 90. So the deities are a little bit faster, so maybe there's gonna be a little bit of travel time for the condor. I'm not sure if it's gonna be able to hold all of them. We obviously know the Pierce is not gonna be a problem, it's just the travel speed. I'm not exactly used to it because I don't use the condor that much. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remove this obstacle here on the left side. Let's just see how we do versus these first initial deities, and then we're gonna decide what we're gonna do. Wait a minute, can it not pick up deities? Does it need the MIB village for it? Huh, maybe try picking them up, but it wasn't able to. Maybe like we popped them a little bit too fast. I'm not exactly sure, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this thing anyways, and I wanted to get a glue actually, just so we get a little bit of a slowdown onto these guys. And I'm not gonna be buying the relentless. We're gonna stop at the mob glue, so go just have it like this. Is 0 to 3. I'm gonna have it set on strong. Yes, 91. By the way, if you guys missed it, there was like a million BFBs. Nope, never mind. Everything's being kept in place. 92 is an interesting one, by the way. This is what's happening on 92, and then we're gonna get a couple of ZMGs at the back. So everyone's gonna be kept in place so far. And then 93, I want to see what happened with the DTs on 90s. Actually, can we hold them now? Yeah, let's quickly get rid of these guys. So use Quincy's level 3 ability as well, just to get some extra damage going. And I want to see these DTs now. What is happening with these DTs? Can we hold them like now? Let's watch. Oh yeah, there we go. So it's actually holding them. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. 95, by the way. So wait, can it not like target the lead balloons? Is that this guy's problem? So you need to give it like the MIB, because it does have camo by itself, right? So it has to be that. So yeah, definitely. But we get the MIB village. It's not a problem, especially when you have like a bug tower like this. Absolutely not a problem to afford like this MIB, which we still have like $50,000 left over, and we can do whatever we want essentially. Let's pop the small balloons. You cannot see the BFBs, by the way, because they're all being held in place, but the ZMGs, we cannot hold these guys. So I'm gonna use Quincy's level 3 ability. I'm even gonna use the level 10 one. Actually, I think it's time to switch this guy to strong. I'm gonna get the elite defender probably. I think it's time, guys. Let's just get some extra ZMG damage. Yeah, there goes 94. So 95, this is a round that I've been actually really anxious to see how it's gonna go, because a lot of DDTs, I don't think, again, there's not gonna be a Pierce problem. So as long as we hold these guys, keep them in place, this should be pretty much game over. Yeah, let's see how we do. Oh yeah, not even close, right? I mean, some of them are kind of trying to take the turn, but they are getting held. And now let's see how it goes with all these new 45 Moabs. Yeah, it's absolutely holding them in place. I don't think there's gonna be an issue with this one. Nope. I mean, some of the DTs, to be fair, they are kind of making it all the way back, but no, the Pierce in this guy is just way too high. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look at this thing. It's just holding all of these mobs and it's pushing them back. Alright, so let's watch 96. 96 is just like an overload of small balloons, and these are the ones that the giant condor can actually hold. And the elite defender, even though we have it set on strong, it's actually going to transfer onto these ZOMGs, which are behind these BFBs. So it's mainly going to be the sun avatar and the condor just holding all these guys in place. And yes, this is just absolute insanity, guys. Look at this thing. We had like dozens and dozens of these BFBs and small mobs, and everything is just in one spot. And the sun avatar is like slowly and methodically just getting rid of everyone, just slowly taking its time. Doesn't have a lot of damage, but everyone's turn is eventually going to come, it seems like, with the sun avatar. Yeah, let me use Quincy's level 3, by the way, just so we get rid of the ZMG layers as usual. And then let's just have the giant condor push all these guys back, and there we go. That's insane. All right, now here comes the big one. This is going to be 98. So let's watch this guy just hold all of these 45 BFBs in place, but we do need to get rid of these ZMGs a little bit faster. So I'm going to use Quincy's level 3 ability, and I'm going to set Quincy to strong just for a second, just so we deal a lot of damage to these ZMGs. You know what? It might not even hurt just using the level 10 ability, because why not? I don't think it does too much versus like these mob class balloons Anyways, all of the ZMGs have popped, and now look at this thing. Look at how many blues there are, just grabbing them and throwing them back. No, it threw them back to the start. The round is just starting for some of these balloons. That is absolutely insane. Yep, it's just like, no, you traveled all the way to come to the middle of the map. No, you just go back. It's like 50 balloons that is actually throwing back. That is absolutely wild what this tower can do now. Wow, look at this thing. Alright then, so that is the bug giant condor, I guess. That was, I don't know, this is just like, just not supposed to be happening. So is it gonna get fixed in like 46.4? I doubt it. I think that we're gonna have a lot of time to play with this bug as well. Yeah, 45 TNTs, absolutely not gonna be an issue. Just getting health, even though they're a little bit more, I think they actually take up a little bit more pierce, but because we just did the bug a couple of times, it's not gonna be necessary. And with $68,000, what do we do for the bat? Because the bat we cannot hold, the ZMGs inside we cannot hold, so let's actually get a little bit of extra damage. So how do we end this? With a homeland, which we're gonna trigger. Hopefully the sniper and the sun avatar with the extra damage can take this guy down. And also Quincy, let's use Quincy's level 3 ability. Oh, look at those arrows, by the way, it's really cool. Yes, I don't think we're gonna have any issues in popping the bat there, but we need to pop the ZMGs a little bit faster. Then as soon as we do, yes, there we go, the giant condor just jumps in, takes all these guys, and that's it. And that is the bug giant condor, guys. This is an insane bug, an absolute cheese for the entire BTD6. And yeah, hope you guys had fun with this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Are you guys ready for another support chinook bug? Because I'm about to show you one. So this is a very simple bug to pull off, actually, and shout out to user Jimothy38 whose comment I saw on Reddit on how to do this. It's actually very simple. Let me show you how it works. So you're gonna need the support chinook, but it has to be the 4th tier. And so what you do is you pick up a tower. So I'm going to pick up the tag now, and I'm going to redeploy it. And while the tower is in the air, you upgrade to the special operations before it gets dropped. So now this tower, for some reason, stops existing. I guess it has no footprint, and you can place it anywhere that you want. So I'm gonna place this tag on the track, and because this tower has no footprint, that means that you can stack a lot of these towers on top of each other, and that is exactly what we're gonna try and do now. So I went ahead and placed a couple of farms here on the left side. I placed Sauda right here, and even though this is not the map for Sauda, Sauda is gonna be the hero of choice, because if we can place our towers anywhere that we want, then we can surely have Sauda right here in the middle. And it's not only gonna be Sauda, guys. I'm going to try and stack as many towers as possible inside of this circle, and it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be super fun. So I thought that this was probably, Moon Landing is one of those maps that you want to kind of do this on. I mean, what's another closed space in which you can just have towers, and you kind of want to have these orbit towers that have like circle-y towers, right? That have like an attack, like for example, like the tag zone that goes out in a circle, like the Inferno Ring. I was thinking of getting actually all tier 5 tags right here in the middle. I wanted to get Sauda as well, and then what else do we want to do? I mean, I was thinking of getting the ice so we can get some extra damage in there and maybe slow them down. I don't know, I'm getting really excited for this thing. So all of these moves, everything that enters into this first crater is not going out. I don't know, guys, these chinook bugs, they seem to pop out like every few updates, because I think that the most bugs that I've seen in BTD6 involve the chinook or the special operations in some way, especially with the door gunner knowledge. Remember that one? If you guys, I'm not sure if I made the video, but you guys must have seen that one where you would have the Buccaneer. I think this was as soon as the Buccaneer Paragon came out. So the bug was that, oh, actually the Moab. Now let me just use the ability. Yeah, there we go. Even though the game is gonna end right now, we're gonna go into free play. I'm just playing on easy mode because the prices are cheaper, but we're gonna go into around like 100 for sure, and then maybe even past that. So I was talking about this Buccaneer bug, in which as soon as the Buccaneer Paragon came out, I think it was, if you had towers on the 5th tier carrier flagship, like on the platforms, and then if you would send the command to the Chinook to I think it was actually the special operations in the door gunner, you give it a command to pick up a tower, then you upgrade to the Paragon. That tower would also have free placement. I think that's the way that will work. And it seems like they just can't, this just can't catch a break with these Chinook bugs, it seems like. How much money was this? 25.5. So we're about to have the money in a second for this thing. And let's just get Sauda inside of this crater, and let's see how strong she is. So currently nothing is getting through, but I feel like when we get her inside, I think it's going to be a whole different story. So we're about to get the money. And let me... No, actually, what am I talking about? You're gonna have to redeploy her to a different spot first. And what's that spot? Because she's our main damage dealer, so I feel like I want to have her here at the top. And while she's traveling, let's upgrade to the special operations. And now let's see if Sauda is actually... If this basically works on Sauda, that's my question. Okay, so it's round 49, which means that this is the perfect time for us to... Let me see... Yes, look at that. That's so crazy. I'm actually gonna do it. Let's place Sauda inside of the crater and let's watch her go to town. Oh my, I think her pierce is getting overloaded. Yeah, for sure. But look at that, that's so insane. You guys know how people were making those maps saying like, place Sauda here in the middle and she's gonna destroy everything? Yeah, we no longer need those maps. We have the bug here. Okay, so let me sell the special operations because we no longer need it. Let me upgrade these farms, and that is it. So no more farms. I think this is just going to be straight up getting some towers inside and see how far these guys can go. So the next tower that I want to get in is the Ultra Juggernaut, which is strong by itself. So let me just move it like, I think I just want to have it there, so I give myself some time. So let's upgrade the special operations and wait for this cooldown to come off. Look at Sauda going in the middle, by the way. That's so satisfying. That's so cool. We should probably give these guys in the middle like all the buffs like Permabrew and stuff like that and see if anything's just gonna get past. Okay, so the cooldown is up on the support Chinook, and let's see if this is... Oh my god, it actually works. I can place him on top of Sauda. Let me see. Okay, so he has the straight line down. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, so we've got 2 of these guys tagged. Let's keep this thing going. I bought the tag zone. Let me move the tag zone there, and while it's moving... Special operations, wait for the cool. I wish we could do something. We actually can do something about the cooldowns. I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna place a pontoon and I'm gonna get the energizer just so we can get these cooldowns up a little bit faster. And the energizer is gonna be here at the side, so it's not gonna help with defending or anything like that. And yeah, the ability is up, and let me let me get the tag zone. Oh my god, this is gonna be so insane. I'm gonna stack like 10 towers inside, and look at this thing go. I even bought the oh wait, how am I selecting these towers now? This is gonna be a problem. I bought the 025 for the extra pierce because it's gonna be a mess inside. So let me sell it, let me rebuy this thing, and what else are we getting into this middle? So I think I want to get the Inferno Ring for sure, so let's buy the 520. Look at the tag zone going inside of the circle, by the way, that's so funny. Who said the tags were bad on this map? I mean, what are you guys talking about? Let me get the Inferno Ring inside of the middle. This is going to be insane, guys. This is going to be so good. And let's get it in, and boom, there we go. This looks like a modded tower or something like that, like the 555 tag. Okay, let's get the next one going. This is the millipede tag, so we're gonna create the 555 tag inside of the crater. Let me upgrade the special operations now, wait for the cooldown to end, and then I'm gonna get this thing in. The ability is gonna be so cool when we use it, and the ability is up, so let's move the other 5th tier tag inside, and boom, there it is. You can't even see it. You actually can't see it, so you know that it's inside because you can see the cooldown. Let me use the ability, which is not going to do anything, by the way, because it can't see camo. And let me start getting ready for another tower. So if you guys were here, what would you buy? I was thinking of getting the super build, because the super build is going to amplify the damage of everything that walks inside. So I'm actually going to do that. Let me just move this thing. Let's... Oh, I don't have the money. Oh my god, I don't have the money. Wait, is this gonna work now because I moved it once? Let's actually see. I didn't catch the amount of money that I had. I kind of didn't realize because I thought that we were fine, but I just bought the Permabrew and I was like, wait, what's happening? We have like 7 farms going. But I think it's gonna... Let's just see if it's gonna work. So let me move the super bill, and let's see after after you move it once, basically, does it still work? So that was the movement, and now this is supposed to unlock it, and the cooldown is up. So let's see if it works. Oh yes, of course it does. let me place the super bill inside, and look at this abomination that we have in the middle. This is the craziest bug in a while. This isn't as good as the total transformation bug for sure, but this is super crazy and super fun. And let's move the absolute 0 inside. And that is tower number, I don't know what tower it is, but we now have the aura, so everything that walks in is super slowed. Let me get another Chinook going, and let's see, what else do we want to buy? What's a tower that you would want to have in the middle of everything? Probably not a Vengeful True Sungar, right? Because it attacks from a range, so I don't know if you want to do that. Do we have any of these wizards? Probably not. Any ninja? No, they're all ranged attackers. The alchemist is not really good. Oh, we could buy this thing. We could buy the spirit of the forest. So all of these vines, yeah, that's gonna be super strong actually. So all of these vines are gonna go into the middle. And let me get the druid. Let me get the spirit of the forest. So when this ability comes off cooldown, then we should get all of these, like these super strong. You guys see how these vines have a different color than these ones at the bottom? It's because these ones are stronger. They do a lot more damage. So if we place this thing in the middle, it's going to do... Can we? Yes, of course we can. Let me move this thing and let's just see. Yes, look at those vines. So everything that walks in here is just basically taking a lot of damage. It's taking insane amounts of damage. And I just bought the super mines, so let me do the thing with the bug. Oh my god, I don't have the money. Let me just not. I'm gonna sell a couple farms. I didn't check the cash again because this thing is so expensive. It's $100,000, but we bought it. So let's just wait for this thing to end, and let me move it, and let's see if this is going to work on the super mines. Of course it's gonna work. Of course it's gonna work. What am I talking about? It works on every tower, it seems like. And there go the super mines. There go the pineapples, which are gonna blow everything. Okay, so now I have an actual question. There's one tower that we can place in the middle, which kind of has this circly type of property to it, and that tower is actually the Energizer. I kind of forgot about it, and I forgot about it because you can't place water towers on land. Or can you? Well, let's actually try it. So let me place another pontoon, and let's see how this thing works with it. So we're gonna move the sub. Oh my god, this works with the sub, and if we're allowed to place the sub basically inside of the inside of this thing, that's gonna be the most hilarious thing ever. So let's wait for this thing to pick up the sub. Let me upgrade to special operations. We moved it. 500. Oh my god, I can have water towers on land. So that means that I can have it here, right? Okay, let me just give it a crosspath first. Let's do it like this. 502. I think we can. I think we can absolutely make the 502 Energizer go in the middle. Let me just do it. Let me just have this thing. Yes, it's inside. I can see the green thingy. I can see the green thingy orbiting. It's absolutely inside. That's insane. So it doesn't even care what type of tower it is. The tower just stops existing and you can have it anywhere. I want to buy one more tower before round 98, and that's the Glaive Lord. So let's do it like this. Let's kind of be fast because we're 96 currently. So let's do it like this. We still have the... Yes, the Energizer is still working because I can still see the cooldown buff onto the support Chinook. And the cooldown is going to go out in a second. And let's just place this thing, and the Glaive Lord is the final tower that we can have in here, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. There's nothing else to place, which has kind of this circling, orbiting type of attack. So let me sell that. And let's watch round 98, which is... So this thing is not even making it inside of the crater. That's how much damage we have on the outskirts. So I guess round 100 is maybe the bat is gonna go in or something like that. Like, what's gonna be the round that's gonna stop these guys? This is just insane. Let me just sell all these farms because we no longer need them. And round 100, is the bat going to make it inside? No, it's not. Let's continue. I mean, you know what? Let's just go. I mean, let's see when this thing is going to lose. I feel like it's not gonna be anytime soon, so might as well watch what's gonna happen with them. It's round 110, and this thing is not even budging. I don't know when this thing is going to lose, but it doesn't look like it's gonna lose anytime soon. So what else can we do? I mean, maybe, you know what, maybe we should have ultra boosted all of our towers before we put them inside, but that was, that's a little bit too tedious. Now let's just leave them like this, and let's see how far these guys are gonna make it. So it seems like the rounds are actually kind of starting to go in at least a little bit inside of the crater, and it's round 112. So because we're dealing with 5th-tier towers, it's not that like these guys are weak or anything like that, but you know, they're not paragons. They're not like super strong towers. This isn't the VTSG or temples or paragons or anything like that. So eventually they are going to lose, I would say sooner rather than later. But how soon is that thing going to be? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, round 140, we have a 45 bat. I'm just checking in with you guys, and let's see if this thing is going to be enough to make it out. I don't think so, actually. I think the damage is too big, even though this thing has a lot of HP, especially because it's ramped up and it's fortified. But I actually don't think... Let me use the Super Maelstrom ability. Oh, so those DDTs kind of made it towards where the village is. Okay. So actually fortified bats can go out, it seems like. Can the normal bat? Now, the normal bat, of course, is not going to go out, but maybe fortified bats plus the fortified DDT. I mean, round 148, this thing is still going strong. Couple of bat balloons. Is it going to defeat them? So you can definitely see the difference between the bats that were coming out around 119, for example, and these ones. But they still seem to be defeating everything. So until we get a fortified bat, I feel like this thing is just going to chug along. So I think that at the round in which we get a fortified bat is the round that's going to be our last one. Unless these other guys ramp up way too much, the normal ones. But okay, so I was actually kind of right about this, that these guys are going to make it to 150, but I wasn't sure how much after 150, and it seems like we might be nearing the end, because the Pierce is definitely getting overloaded and the damage is starting to lack a little bit. So you guys can see, yeah, look at that. So these just are starting to walk out. Are they going to get pumped? I'm going to use a couple of abilities just to kind of try and save this thing. And those DDTs are, yeah, so they held the Ceramis, the Druid held them. And we live one more round, 153 it seems like. We haven't seen a bat for a while, so this is the first one after a couple of rounds actually. Oh, it's actually more than one. Is this it? Let me freeze those DDTs. I think this might be it actually. So I think that we finally reached the point at which these bats have ramped up in HP so much that they are actually starting to leak. I mean, I'm kind of using Sauda abilities, but I feel like, oh yeah, this guy's out. This guy is definitely out. And now the ZOMGs are out. No, it's going to be the deities that we lose to. But it was round 158 that this ridiculous setup survived. Look at this thing, guys. Come on. Let me just click on a couple of them just to, if we can see the pops or anything like that. So it's 980,000 on the sub. It is 3.2 million on Sauda. So this seems to be like a good spot for her. 6.8. Oh, look at this druid. This was an unexpected guy to have that many pops. The tax is 4.6. The Inferno Ring 8.3, and what else? I mean, I'm just kind of clicking and hope I get some of these other towers that we haven't checked out, but I don't think it's possible because there's way too many of them. But that's it. But maybe you guys have some better ideas than me. I mean, how could this bug be actually useful in an actual game? I don't know. It seems like one of those fun bugs and not game-breaking ones. But that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was the support chinook bug, and I'll see you all in the next one. So there's this brand new bug in BTD6 that's been making the rounds in the community, which allows us to have an infinite amount of passive phoenixes for the Wizard Lord Phoenix. And as you guys can see here, there's a lot of them, and you can have as many of them as you want. So let's show you guys how to do this. Now, before we get this whole thing started, and I know it's round 27, but everyone wants to see what the bug is, so I'm just kind of speeding things up. Let me just get the Dragon's Breath, by the way. But before we do get started, I want to give a shout out to 2 YouTube channels which helped me get a gauge on what is happening with this bug, and I was able kind of to see the bug in action before I showcase it to you guys. So the first channel is called Birds, and it was this person that used the bug on a workshop, and the second channel is by the BTD6 index, which I'm pretty sure is being run by the same people that are running the BTD6 spreadsheet index. You guys might have heard about what the BTD6 index is, and that's basically all of these spreadsheets. They're documenting all of these achievements, if I can put it like that, and just like a big in a general sense of what the community is doing. You have all the 2-tower chimps, the 2 megapops, and all different kinds of records. And so those are the people that are keeping a track of those things, and I do believe that they are the ones running the YouTube channel for it. And so they uploaded a video. This video, which they uploaded, was like, I think it was like a week ago, so I'm actually late to this whole thing, it seems like. But they uploaded a video in which they exactly showcase how the bug is being done, and I was able, thanks to that video, to kind of get an understanding of what this bug does. Now, I do want to ask you guys, and I know this, but their YouTube channel is at like 500 subs, so they're still not able to monetize the channel, but they're doing a lot of work for the community. So I'm actually going to ask you guys to go and sub to that channel if you can, so that we can get them at least over the 1,000 subs. Oh, actually, I need to use the ability, don't I? Yep. Okay, so let's use the drones. So let's just not mess it up this time. But I wanna ask you guys to go and sub to the BT6 Index channel, so that at least they can monetize it and they can make a little bit of money off of their efforts, which are they're huge efforts, they're insane efforts in terms of what these people have been doing for BT6 community in general all these years. So what we're doing now is I'm gonna attempt a 2-tower chimps, but because you guys saw that we're gonna have like 1 million phoenixes by the end of this, it's not exactly gonna be a 2-tower chimps run. But let me just try and explain it to you in the way that I am understanding this bug. So you're going to need Eti. Eti is a very specific hero that you need for this bug, and then you're going to need the Wizard Lord Phoenix. That's about it. You don't need anything else. And so the way that this thing seems to work is that you're supposed to use an Etienne ability, you're supposed to use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and then you're supposed to do all of these things as the round is ending, so as the rounds get changed from one to another. And so after that happens, you back out to the main menu, you reload the game, and you're gonna have an extra additional passive Phoenix, which the Wizard Lord Phoenix has. And by my understanding, this has something to do with the the flying assets being replaced. There's like I don't even want to say what it is because I don't exactly understand, but there's something to do with the flying things that get reloaded. I think it has something to do with Eti's drones, which get reloaded after every round. And so for some reason, kind of the Phoenix bugs out and it gets reloaded as well, and you just keep getting new passive Phoenixes. But we're gonna need to afford the Wizard Lord Phoenix first, so that's why we kind of started from these, from these higher rounds, so that we can get to the thing as fast as possible. Oh, and by the way, this whole thing is not gonna allow you to get the black borders, because its whole point is that you're supposed to be exiting to the main menu and then going back in. So I don't think that this is going to be cheese in that sort of way. And then maybe for these extra maps, I thought maybe this is going to be like a huge help for some people. But then again, if you know how to afford the Wizard Lord Phoenix while having Eti as the hero in an extra map, then honestly, probably don't need cheese to beat the expert map. So yeah, I think that's about it. But we're getting close. I'll subscribe to our channels because we're gonna need the Energizer sub. I remember, because we're gonna need a little bit faster cooldown so we can make this whole thing happen, because we do have a very short window to make it happen now after each round. So before the round is ending and before the next one starts. So I thought that getting an Energizer is gonna be nice. So let's just get it, and let's just kind of, you know, even have a little bit of an easier time these next few rounds. And how are we doing with the money? 54,000. Let me just keep using the ability, because why not? And he's actually getting a lot stronger. So yeah, the money's gonna be there. So I think that I just wanted to mention that, and I'm gonna see you in a few rounds when we get the money for this thing. Okay, so now that we have the Wizard Lord Phoenix, let me explain to you guys how this thing is supposed to work. So you need to use an ATN ability, regardless of where it's the level 3 or the level 10, it doesn't matter. You need to use one of those abilities, and then you activate the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, but you need to do it as the round is ending and as the new one is starting. So I'm gonna use the drones, I'm gonna use the Wizard Lord Phoenix. And now, as you guys can see, I did that before round 75 ended. So now we're gonna back out, we're gonna go home, and then as we're returning into the game, you guys are gonna see 2 of these passive phoenixes, and these guys stay here forever. And you can basically do this as many times as you want, but you're gonna need the cooldowns obviously, and the order has to stay light. So that's why I wanted to buy the Energizer sub, so we can get the cooldown as much as possible. So that's the whole idea behind this thing. So we're gonna have the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability come out. So I'm gonna use the UCAV Wizard Lord. Oh my god, I think I got it wrong actually. Oh no, we got it. Okay, so there we go. We switched to 78. Let's go back out now, and now we should have a third one, right? Yep, there it is. There it is. But let's try and do it again. Let's try and get the Energizer sub, by the way, so we can get these cooldowns up and running. And as this round is ending, UCAV, not the UCAV, but the drones, the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, we're going to switch the round to 79 now. And then as soon as it switches, I'm going to go back. I'm reloading the game, and then we should have, yep, there we go, number 4, baby. Let's go. So let's try to do it as many times as possible before we get to round 100. So this is going to be the second BFV. So let me use the drones plus the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability. The round switched, so let's back out. So let's see if we can get another one. And we should have 5 now, right? Yes, there we go. We have a new one. And these guys are just gonna demolish everything, aren't they? Plus, I think that if you have the... I bought the top at upgrade, the guided magic, so I'm pretty sure that this transfers to the passive phoenix as well, right? So these guys are actually kind of nice. They have the camo from Eti, you get the top hat, their missiles start... Not the missiles, but their projectiles start homing, so yeah, very good stuff. It's a very good trade-off. But we do have the money for the Energizer, so let me buy the Energizer now. Let's get these cooldowns a little bit faster than usual. And what's happening with 83? Did the mobs come out? I actually wasn't paying attention. These guys are super strong. This is a lot of damage, by the way, but you guys can see what the issue is. And it's that there's no way to black border or something like this, because you have to keep backing out. Let's try and get it now. So let's get the UCAV and then activate the Wizard Lord Phoenix as this round is ending. And then this is a pretty short one. Yeah, there we go. So let's back out again, and we should have 7 now, right? Let me just count them out. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, there we go. We have all of them. So it works basically with any at the end ability as far as I can tell, but the order is very important, and then the timing of it is very important. So you need to time it before round ends. Can I get it on this one? I think I can. Yes, I think I got it. I got it on 2 rounds consecutively, I think. Let me just count them when we go back. I think we got a new one. I'm pretty sure we got a new one. I mean, when do you stop with these guys? Because these guys are full summon Phoenix power. So it's like we bought like 8 abilities and they're active forever. Like this is insane. This is a lot of damage. And let's do it one last time around 94. That's just before the DET, so 95. So let me use the drones. Let's use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability. Do a little bit of damage. Wipe this round, and then I'm backing out for the last time. And then we're going back, and we're gonna see if these, like, how many do we have at this point? Like 10, 11, I think. Let's see how these guys are gonna do. I think we got it actually. Should I even be doing a counting on these guys? Let's just do a quick count. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I think I see 11. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I see 11. So let's just not do anything. Let's just not touch these guys. Do we have any Eti upgrades remaining? Yeah, let's just buy Eti fully, because why not? And look at this whole thing. Look at these guys go. I don't think that we have to do anything. I mean, as soon as these DTs come out, that was round 95, by the way, which I didn't even see. This is round 96 and then 98. We're gonna have to see how fast this thing evaporates, but I suspect it's gonna be pretty fast. 97, 245 UMGs. Yeah, these guys are evaporating. Not that fast, but again, as much as power as you would expect from a bunch of summoned Phoenix abilities, right? But this is 98. And yeah, these guys are just going to down by themselves. I mean, look at this thing. We're not even touching anything. I know that this is cubism, so maybe if you try hard enough, I'm pretty sure that you can maybe like stall around or something like that and make sure that you get more uses. And make sure you get a lot of these phoenixes. Like I'm sure you can get 20, 30 plus of these guys, especially if you farm. If you farm, like you can buy it super early, right? And you get as many of them as you want. But I mean, come on, this is insane. This is so much damage. We're not even doing anything, and these guys are doing everything by themselves. But that's it. That is the brand new Wizard Lord Phoenix bug, which allows you to have infinite phoenixes. It seems like for some reason. Let me just check the pops. It's 1.9 million. Is that true? Oh my god, 1.9 million pops. We almost did the 2 tower. Well, it's not 2 tower chimps, but it's like we almost did the 2 mega pops thingy with this tower because of how many phoenixes we summoned. But yeah, that's it. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you on the next one. So there is yet another new bug in Bloons TD6, and you guys know how much I love making videos about bugs in this game. So this is a bug which is actually really cool and very simple to pull off, and it allows you to have permanent mini Comanches onto the Comanche defense. Now before I show you guys how this bug works, I want to give a shout out to user Derbskull, whose video I watched into just getting me informed about how this bug works. So I'm gonna link their video in the description. And then number 2 is user named XLGamer, who is apparently the person that found this bug. So the way this bug works is actually really simple. You guys know that a mini Comanche gets summoned for every 25, 50, and then 75% of the track that your balloons have traveled. And so the maximum is 3, and eventually they have a time limit, which is I believe it's a 15-second duration. So after 15 seconds have expired, these guys are just gonna go away on their own. So the way that you make them stay around you permanently is you just switch the targeting, and that's it. You just change the targeting on the heli, and they're just gonna stay around forever. And there's a little bit of an issue, and that is that as soon as you send in a new balloon, they don't exactly start attacking immediately. They kind of wait a little bit, and I suspect that the balloon that they're attacking needs to pass, like, let's say 25% of the track or something like that. And then, as you guys can see, they're attacking now, and you can see why this might be of huge help, because this is not intended to work like this. Like, these guys are supposed to just be popping in and just helping, you know, from time to time. But if you have them on permanently, that they're gonna do a lot of damage. So let's actually see how useful this is in a game. So what I want to do today is I want to use the Comanche defense, which is just going to be like it's like a $10,000, you know, mid-game tower, which is basically, I think the mid-game is the strongest point for this tower. It absolutely sucks in the late game. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to use this tower and the new bug into just trying to save up for a very expensive tower later on. And I was thinking, what's the tower that I want to save up for? And I came up with this one, the Wizard Lord Phoenix, which is, again, a tower that you don't exactly see that much on this channel. I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with the tower, it's just that I just don't use it, and that's pretty much about it. So we got the money for the heli. Let me just place it, and let's just start saving up money for these Comanches. And you know what, looking at these rounds, I'm just kind of thinking, what are we doing? Are we going for the Alchemist first or the Moab Shove? Because we're going to need to have both for round 40. So I think I'm just going to start with the Alchemist. I want to have the Alchemist like here towards the side, so he doesn't buff, you know, these other towers like the Dart and Geraldo. And I really want to get the Alchemist now, just because, like, rounds like, for example, this 135, which is going to have the rainbows, that are going to come out right now. So let's see how we do versus them. It should not be an issue because of the Alchemist. Yeah, there we go. And then round 6 is going to have a lot of pink balloons and a lot of waves with them. Oh, actually, round 36. Let me just give this guy the invisibility potion so that we don't mess it up. Let's see how we do. Okay, so we have to micro this one. Okay, so let's move it like that. Just move it back. Yeah, the heli is gonna be the main DPS source. Yeah, there we go. One more. I really wish I had the Moab Shove, actually, because the rocket does a little bit of AoE, but I think we should be fine with this thing, right? There we go. In round 43, we're gonna have a bunch of ceramics in this one. We do have the Jerry's Fire, but we are gonna have to move the heli back a little bit because these guys are going to overwhelm us. So I just kind of pump them one by one, just like that. There's one more ceramic left, and there we go. We have 7.2k, so these next 3 rounds, so the 44 is going to have a bunch of zebras on it. And let me just give it a camo potion, and this is the round in which we are going to get the money for the Comanche defense. So 9.1k, kind of a, you know, kind of a cheapish, I would say, but this thing is going to work real well in the mid game. So there we go, we got it. Okay, so here we go. We have a bunch of ceramics. These are 45 ceramics. So I'm going to keep the heli towards the back so we get the procs onto these small helis. And round 47 is about, these guys are about to leak. Not leak, but as they're about to walk out, I'm just watching. I have the menu open, and as soon as these guys are supposed to go out, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna click the button, and let's see if we can keep these guys. So we have 2 of them up. I haven't done the bug yet, and there we go. I switched it, and look at them. They're still here. Are they attacking though? I can only see the main heli attack, right? Let me just move them back and see how it goes. Okay, so look at this. They're not attacking. It's only the main heli. And they're starting to attack now, right? Yes, there we go. You guys are not gonna leak, are you? Look at this bug. That's actually so cool. And look at them. They're kind of set on pursuit. They're not following the mouse. But I guess if I just switch it back, yeah, they move back actually. Okay, but let's just have them like this, and let's summon the third one. There we go. And now I want to have 3, not just 2 of these guys active. So we have a bunch of ceramics, and let's make sure that we don't lose all 3 of these guys. So round 49, just on time. I mean, this is the round. And let's just have these guys like this. And as soon as they're about to walk out, I need to be really careful with this thing so that we don't miss them. So these guys are attacking. They're keeping all of this. They're keeping all of the ceramics. Oh, go back. I did it. And there we go. We have 3 of them. This is insane. This should not be happening, guys. But yet again, they are not attacking. So they need kind of a time to, I don't know, to kind of think about stuff. And then eventually they just walk back and look at them go. I'm not even attacking with the main heli, by the way. The main heli is the strongest one, but I'm not even using it. Nope. Guys, go back. And as soon as new balloons arrive, they just go at them. Oh my god, this is insane. These guys are winning the game by themselves. I'm not even playing. Maybe I should, you know, just kind of lock. Oh, I think I missed. I lost one. Okay, that's my bad actually. So let's actually just resummon the last one. Let's just make sure that this guy comes back at 75% of the track, and let's make sure to not lose this guy again. So as soon as they're about to leave, I mean, these guys are basically playing the game by themselves. So let me actually just move the main heli onto follow mouse. And look at these guys go. This is absolutely not supposed to be happening. Oh my god. No. Come back. Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Okay, so there are 2 problems with this bug. The first one is the fact that when they leave and when you recall them, so I'm just going to do it right now like this. So yeah, there we go. I just recalled them. There's a little bit of a downtime. They don't exactly start attacking right out of the get-go, and that might be a little bit of an issue. So I guess you kind of want to cover the exits with something like a spike or something like that. I'm gonna do a spike just because I want whatever we have to be at more than 75% of the track, so we get 3 summons onto these helis, if that makes any sense. And the second issue is that you need to have the window open constantly. You need to be paying attention to where these guys are going and what they're doing, so that you can recall them back, and then, you know, just make sure that they don't leave the map. But if you do everything right, and that is if you just, I don't know, you just pay a little bit of attention, and then you just let them attack. These guys are gonna lock themselves on pursuit, and they're playing BTD6 by themselves currently. I'm not exactly playing the game. So what I'm currently doing is I'm just hitting follow mouse. I'm just switching the targeting every, like, I don't know, some 15 seconds or something like that, and that is pretty much it. I mean, these guys are doing the work by themselves. And this is gonna be round 63, and I messed up. I was kind of late and I only helped one of these guys, so we're gonna have to get them back through just the way that it normally works, just by having the balloons pass 75% of the track. And now we have them back. Let me just make sure I don't lose them, and let me also get the strongest stim onto the alchemist. And I should probably just do some Geraldo buffs, honestly. So just watch what is happening with the helis. And oh, let's just bring them back, and now take the menu out so that we can micro them. And there we go. So that's gonna be wave number 2, I think, and this is wave number 3. So let's just kind of watch the small helis as well, and I really hope that they don't disappear right now. Like, they're holding the balloons, don't get me wrong, but oh, that's actually very close. Oh, but we have it, that's fine. And the mid 70s, as usual, these guys, I just recalled them, so they're not attacking, but they should start attacking in a second. This round has a bunch of ceramics that just start becoming stronger and stronger, and then eventually. Wait, why are these guys not attacking? What happened? Wait a minute, did they glitch out like completely? Yeah, I think they glitched out completely. They're not attacking. They were supposed to start attacking by now. Oh my god, what is happening? I mean, let me just play around with the targeting a little bit. Is that gonna do anything? Because we're currently only defending with the main heli and the wizard. Okay, these guys glitched out, so I should probably let them leave and then just recall them. This is the worst time. Oh no, they started attacking. There we go. Oh, what is happening with this bug? This is the absolute weirdest bug that I've ever seen, because it's not exactly something that you can rely upon. But when these guys appear, they do a lot of damage. So let me actually make sure I don't lose these 3. So let's do it right now. And so look at that. So I recalled them and they started attacking immediately. I don't understand this behavior. It's just such a weird bug, this one. Oh no, so this is a difficult round. So these guys are not attacking. It's only the heli and the wizard, and I recalled them and they still haven't started attacking. And so we kind of defended versus the rainbows, but we do need some help versus the PFBs, and these guys are just, they don't want to attack. I don't know what's happening, but they don't want to attack. So maybe it's time for, like, I don't know, I hope we survive this round, and then starting from the next one, I guess I'm just gonna buff up the main heli, because these guys are a little bit unreliable. So they are here, they're not going away, but it's just that they're not even attacking. So let me use the Phoenix ability, actually. Let's just deal with this round. and I'm probably gonna let these guys disappear unless they start attacking pretty soon. I mean, maybe I should do something with the targeting. No, actually, I should do something with Geraldo and just use the trap. Oh, please tell me I was on time with that one. Yes, there we go. Okay, so let me just, I don't know, switch the targeting on these guys. Like, they need to start attacking right now because we're missing about $10,000. And they're gonna be the ones that should make the money, and they are not attacking. Oh my god, did I glitch it out? I think I glitched them out. They're not going away, and they're not even attacking. Oh, there we go, there we go. Oh my god, this tower is, and this bug, this is just something else. Okay, so let me just give everything, the sharpening stone, the pickles, and everything to the main heli, because I cannot rely on these guys. Oh, let me just get them back, and yeah, let's just make sure that we make it to the $54,000, which is the price of the Wizard Lord Phoenix. Alright, so this is basically what we came for. So 54,000 and we have 47. So rounds 81 and 82 are going to need to get defeated by the small Comanches and by this bug. So let me get them back using this thing. Let me just switch the targeting. And these guys are attacking now, right? Am I tripping? Are they attacking? Yes, they are. Okay, very good. So let's just bring them back. And the fact that they're so inconsistent can be such an issue actually, but I think we're doing fine actually. It's 81, so a bunch of BFBs left. I'm really paying attention just to them and not exactly to the balloons as much. So let's just recall them back. And are they attacking? Did they glitch out? So maybe at like past 50% of the track, I think they glitch out a little bit. Oh, never mind, it's fine. Okay, so one more round. We need to defeat this round, and then we are gonna have the money for the. Actually, we don't even have to beat the entire round. And oh, just get you guys back. I almost missed them. So 54,000, and let me just there we go. So we have the money. Let me click this thing and let me buy the Wizard Lord Phoenix. We are gonna get the passive Phoenix, which is really nice. Let me just get these guys back. So you know what? We might even just upgrade to the Comanche Commander because I've been switching targeting for like 40 rounds now or something like that. So let me just, you know, make it a little bit easier on myself as well. And I just finished this game with the Comanche Commander and the Wizard Lord Phoenix. So I'm gonna buy this thing on Pursuit. I'm gonna let these guys disappear. That's completely fine. We do have the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and yeah, let's just try and save up money for the Comanche Commander. Oh, and look at this. So we triggered 2 of these guys. Maybe I should keep doing the bug, I guess, because we're not exactly. Let me just use the ability. Yeah, things are not looking that good. I mean, we are gonna need the Comanche Commander, but the problem is that the Comanche Commander itself cannot deal with DDTs. So my question is, do we just rely on the I guess on like the wizard to deal with the early DDTs, and then we are gonna get an MIB village later on? Let me just, you know what? Let me just not allow these guys to escape. So let me just switch the targeting as soon as they're about to leave. I'm just watching them. I'm just gonna keep doing the bug, honestly. I feel like we're gonna need the extra damage, and yeah, these guys are just going way too far, aren't they? And the active Phoenix is going to disappear right when these DDTs are gonna appear, isn't it? Okay, so let me just Jerry's fire this, and then how do we? I mean, do we have the pickles? What else can we give? Do we have the sharpening stone? No, we don't. Let's just give it the sharpening stone. And this should be enough to, yes. Thankfully, it was only 3 DDTs. We are not ready to deal with DDTs at all. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep these guys. I'm going to keep using the bug, by the way, because we still don't have the Comanche Commander. So until we get it, I'm just going to keep these Comanches here. Okay, I'm actually going to allow these guys to make it past 75% of the track, so we get all 3 Comanches, and then I'm going to start doing the bug again. We're really close. We are almost there. Oh, no, we didn't even trigger them. Oh, there we go. There we go. We barely did. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and I'm just watching the mini helis. So until we get 34,000, I'm just going to keep doing this, and I think that we should have the money. Did I get them? I got 2 of them. Okay, that's very good. And until we get 34, see, this is a little bit of an issue because the DDTs on 90 were super close, and now we're going to have DDTs on this one. The problem is that we don't have the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and I don't think that we're dealing with this one the way that we're supposed to. So I think I'm just going to rejove this. We're going to spend some money, but let me use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability. Let me just deal with this round, and we should have the money as soon as this round pops for the Comanche Commander finally. Well, actually, I was 1 round off. So 94, we finally have the money for the Comanche Commander. We no longer have to do the thing, but we are gonna have some bigger issues right now because we are about to face round 95, and we are not ready for DDT. So I'm gonna use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability right now. We do have a regen potion, but I think we do have 1. I think, yeah, we have 1. That's completely fine though, and it's gonna come off cooldown, I think, before the DDTs appear. So we're gonna have 1 ability onto this thing, and then if we need to regen, I'm gonna do that. But I really hope that we beat this thing. So let's see how we're gonna do on this one. We do have the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability. I'm gonna use it right now, and then I'm gonna be ready with the regen potion. This ability is so strong, by the way. Look at it go. I should probably regen because 1 is not gonna be enough, and as soon as it ends, I'm just spamming the button. Did I resummon it again, by the way? I didn't see, but I think I hit it twice. Oh no, that was the second time. No, I messed it up actually. The ability lasted through the entire round and I just wasted the regen potion. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? We're gonna get one back before round 100, so that's completely fine. I mean, you know what? These Comanches by themselves, they're not, you know, exactly weak. They have been getting a lot of buffs during the last, I want to say like 20 updates, something like that. They, you know, once they broke this tower, it was a very long time ago, but they basically made it so it was a bug actually with the Comanche commander as well. Now that I think about this, it was a bug where if you had an alchemist, the alchemist would alchemize the small helis as well, and so you would get like this insane damage, which was absolutely not supposed to be happening, but it was, and it was a super strong tower. And they fixed it, and ever since then this tower has not been the same, and they've been trying to buff it, but it just wasn't working out. So let me use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and so we have one regen. We also have 2 genies, so you know what, I'm just probably going to do I want to use a genie? No, let's actually not use a genie. Let's see if these guys are going to be enough to defend by themselves. So it's actually kind of close towards the back, but yeah, we do clean it up, and now we are going to need to regen this actually for the DDTs that are about to come out. So let's do it like that. And is this gonna be enough? Oh, wait a minute, these guys are gonna walk through, aren't they? Yep, it looks like it. Okay, so let's just buy something really simple like a Relentless Glue, because we do have the money. Let's just give it the camo potion, and I think that this should be more than enough. I also used the regen. Should I use it again? Yeah, it's on cooldown. I'm gonna use it again, why not? And this Relentless should be more than enough because of the mini stun. I mean, it slows, but I think the mini stun is a little bit more important than the slow in this case. Yes, there we go. A lot of the buffs expired actually onto our heli, so let me just do it one last time. What expired? I think, yeah, that's about it. So what else can we do? I mean, maybe we just genie it up, honestly. Let's just finish this game, and there we go. That is the new Comanche defense bug, which allows you to have permanent ones. And I guess the benefit from these guys is that you get just obnoxious amounts of DPS, which you're not supposed to have, and then with that DPS you can just save up for a little bit more expensive towers. And I think that's kind of the whole benefit from this one. Yeah, that's gonna be about it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. The total transformation bug has taken the BTD6 community by storm, it seems like, these past few days, and well, after some testing, it looks like this glitch goes way beyond things that we've seen so far. So first off, shout out to Green Cookie 56. They posted a video which led to even more testing of this bug and made this video possible. So let me explain how this works. The bug is not really happening with the Dart Monkey. The Dart Monkey is just the tower that we happen to use. The bug is actually within the total transformation ability, and this is where things get interesting, because you can transform not only Dart Monkeys, but you can basically transform all the towers that are monkeys, like for example the Glue, maybe the Sniper, the Druid, and even the Ninjas. So this is how it looks like. Now, to start things off, let me just show you guys what happens when you transform the wizard. Now, this is where things actually take for a very interesting turn, and this is thanks to Green Cookie 56, which was the person that posted this video originally, and I'm going to showcase what they did, and then I'm going to show you guys what I did with my own testing. So first off, let's place a couple of dart links, and let's see if we even got a link with these guys. I think we're gonna get an easy one actually with these ones. Yeah, there we go, there's one. So let's sell everything else, and let me show you guys what the point of this is. Now, the wizard is a very special tower, and the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability is an even more special ability, because what happens is, for a brief moment while the ability is active, there is no wizard tower being present. So what you want to do in order to make this bug happen, and in order to make what is actually going to be known as permanent abilities, yeah, I'm not kidding, we're gonna get permanent abilities now, and what you want to do is you want to buy the Wizard Lord Phoenix, and then while it's connected to a Dart Link, in this case, we're gonna buy the Mad ability. So what you do now is well, let me just refresh the cooldowns. So we're gonna activate the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and then while this ability is going, you want to use the Mad ability. Now we're gonna wait for the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability to end, and when it ends, this is going to happen. The Mad is going to automatically keep using the ability without us having to do anything, and this ability is going to last forever, and this is how you get permanent abilities. Now, so similar to the way that we link the Dartling, which is basically the same setup that you use with the Dart Monkeys, we can also use it to link a couple of snipers. So let's just see, I think we got one, there's one, I see it at the back. So we got a link with the sniper, and basically, well, you guys see where I'm going with this. So what happens if we actually try and do it with some other tower than the Dart Link? So I'm gonna do it with the sniper, and here's what you do. You do the exact same thing. You buy the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, you upgrade to the Elite Sniper, and then we're going to use the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability, and then while this thing is ongoing, we're going to use the Sniper's Supply Drop ability. Now what happens now when the Wizard Lord Phoenix ability ends is, well, this this guy is going to keep dropping supply drop crates forever. You guys might ask, well, there is a 3 uses per round limit on this ability. What happens if you do it in an actual game? I tested it, and this glitch seems to bypass the 3 uses per round limit, which means that this is an actual working infinite money glitch, which is just the craziest thing that I've seen with this bug. But the thing is, what you guys are seeing right here just scratches the surface of this bug. So let me show you guys what I did next. So let me set the stage for this next one. You guys know how when you link a Dark Monkey to a VTSG, all of the millipede upgrades, and it looks like actually all of the other ones, they seem to work on the VTSG, giving it more attack speed and all these bigger projectiles and everything else. So when you super buff it, that thing goes insane. So what I was thinking of is, well, what if instead of doing the Dark Monkey, what if I link the Super Monkey to a Sniper? Now the Sniper is a very special tower, so let me first off upgrade these things. We're doing it in an actual challenge, like we're doing it in the challenge area actually, because we need the VTSG and not something else. So let me just buy these guys. So those are gonna be the I think we have the primary, the magic. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the Sun Temple, and now let's work on these other upgrades. So for example, maybe we could do the super mines for the support. We could do maybe this boomer and then the Inferno Ring from the primary ones. We could probably do, let's just do the Ray of Doom for the military ones, and let's do what we're missing. We're missing the magic one, so let me do the Perma Brew plus, I don't know, plus the millipede alchemy. So that should be fine. And then let me get both of these guys on the side, and let's create the Vengeful True Sun God. Now I wanted to link the Sniper with the VTSG because the Sniper has something that the millipede Dark Monkey doesn't, and that is extra insane attack speed. So I thought, what is going to happen if I, let's say, start upgrading these bottom pad upgrades to the Sniper? Is it going to transfer onto the VTSG? So let's see. Let me upgrade this one, the faster firing, and boom, this thing starts going insane. And keep in mind, this is only upgrade number 1. We have 4 upgrades to go, and then we're gonna cross pad it as well. So let's get the even faster firing, and of course this thing goes bananas and starts attacking super fast. And so I thought, what is going to happen when we upgrade the semi-auto, which is actually a fast attacking tower, to the VTSG? Is the bonus going to carry over? Let me actually just give this guy camera detection because there's some DDTs being annoying. So let's upgrade the semi-auto while it's linked to the VTSG and see what happens. Yeah, it seems to be getting the attack speed and it seems to be attacking like crazy. And to me, it looks like this is a lot better than the Plasma Monkey Fan Club. So let me just do this before upgrading the rest of them. Let's just go at like 70%. We might even need to go lower than this one actually. Now, what happens when you cross pad it? So when you do the night vision goggles, it looks like these projectiles, their number just goes insane. And when you get the shrapnel shot, it even goes crazier. And I have no idea what's happening where it's 70% and this is not even a fully upgraded sniper. So let me actually remove this thing. Let me just go at like 30% and let's buy the, well, first off, let's get the full auto rifle and look at what's happening on the map. I'm pretty sure that the VTSG is currently having the same attack speed as the full auto sniper is. And that's the thing, we haven't even gotten to the elite defender yet. So let me buy the, as soon as this round ends, let me buy the elite defender and let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so round 2 of 4. Let's upgrade the elite defender, which fires super fast and even faster the further the balloons are along the track. Now I'm not sure if the passive buff works on this thing, but the insane attack speed that the elite defender has, I'm pretty sure it does. And keep in mind, I mean, look at this thing. This is insane, guys. This should not be happening in the game. Like, we're around 204, and let me just get the range. Oh, it actually has global range. We're at around 204, and this thing, it's doing so much damage that we can't even see the balloons come out. It's that good, and I'm pretty sure that we're looking at the VTSG that has the attack speed of an elite defender. And even though we just did this thing with the VTSG and the elite defender, we're not done yet because I have one more thing to show you guys. Lastly, I wanted to know what happens when you link a super monkey with another super monkey, and you guys might be realizing where I'm going with this. So let's make this guy the Vengeful True Sun God first. So let's see what's going to be happening if we make this guy a Sun Temple. So this is probably the most powerful tower in the game, the VTSG. So what happens if we make a Sun Temple linked to the VTSG. Is the VTSG going to get all the bonuses, all the buffs that the temple itself is getting? So first off, let's just see how this thing looks like. Well, it's a normal, it's just the VTSG, nothing special. And let's upgrade the laser blast and see what happens. Well, the primary attack, well, it actually looks like everything gets a lot stronger, which is to be expected. Let me just give it camo detection because we don't have camo again. And what's gonna happen if we give it plasma blast? Well, the projectile becomes even stronger. If we do the sun avatar, it obviously everything else becomes even stronger. So let's just do the same thing because this is getting a little bit too much with these projectiles. So let's go at 50%. I think that's the way that we can see everything. And let's finally upgrade this guy to the Sun Temple and see if all of these buffs are gonna get carried over. Let's do what was it? That was the magic one. So let's do a support temple actually. So let's do it like this. That should be, is that over 50k? I'm not sure. Let me just buy like this thing as well. So that's the magic, that's the support one. So let me do the primary ones like this. And let's upgrade this guy to the temple. Now this guy, the VTSG, disappears for a second as well, but the link is still there. So when we hit play, is this thing gonna go bananas? Yes, it is. It absolutely is gonna go bananas because it seems like somehow, some way, these upgrades, they get carried over in some capacity to the VTSG. And this thing, I'm not sure if this is better than the Elite Defender, just because the Elite Defender is a lot more attack speed, but yeah, the game crashes. That's exactly what happens. I feel like this thing, the fact that you can transform, and the fact that we now know that the total transformation bug is actually tied to the total transformation. Now the Dark Monkeys, the fact that you can transform a bunch of towers and then these smaller upgrades that these towers have carry over to the Link Tower, it just opens so many more possibilities that I feel like there's just so many things to go through. It's like 3 paths for each tower, and then you can link it with a bunch of different towers, and I feel like we've barely started scratching the surface of this bug. I'm not sure what carries over, like is it only the attack speed, is it only the damage and stuff like that, but I'm going to leave the rest of the testing to you guys because there's just no way for me to test myself all of these towers and all of these crossbeds and how they react to each other. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This bug has been the best thing that's ever happened in BTD6. I mean, this is just so much fun to play around with. This is just, well, as long as it lasts, because I feel like this thing is getting patched very soon. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So let's talk about the Dark Monkey linking bug that's been making the rounds in the community these past few days. This is actually my second video on the topic, and if you guys have watched the first one was more of an explainer video on how to do the bug and what's actually happening with it, what are its uses, and just a very little amount of testing. But what we're going to do today is we're actually going to put the bug to test, we're going to play it in an actual game, and we're going to see what happens. So I have a plan laid out for this entire video. If you guys have not seen how this thing works, or if you don't know how to do it, I'm going to explain it. Now basically, I got a lot of very good advice from you guys, and basically I've played around with this thing, and I have an improved version and an updated version with a bunch of new information on how to do this thing. So I'm gonna show you guys everything that I've learned so far, and an updated version basically of what I did in my last video. So first off, let me just upgrade this thing. Let's sell this guy. Let me get an alchemist here. Let's just not have to worry about our defenses. Let's just go like this and we don't have to worry about the normal balloons. So let's start worrying about the glitch. So first off, well, we're gonna start with, obviously, with an alchemist, which is the transforming tonic. And so one of the things that you guys mentioned, I actually want to have this dark monkey like here on the side, and even though we're not gonna be able to see it, this is an amazing spot for the dark monkey because we want to do a super, and the super is eventually gonna become like the VTSG. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to do a couple of sacrifices, so we don't want to get this guy sacrificed. So that's why I'm placing it right here. But the way to do the glitch is basically use the transforming tonic ability, and then you have to use one more ability afterwards. Now, something that you guys told me is that you don't need 5 darts, you only need 1 dart in order to make this work. So that's why I'm only using 1 dart. It actually works. I thought you needed to sacrifice all 5 of them, but you only need 1. And then the second thing that you guys told me is that you don't need Geraldo in order to do this. So I used Geraldo as an ability refresh, but you actually don't need Geraldo. You just need another ability, another transformation ability on the dart that is being linked. So let's see if we got one. We didn't get one now. Another thing that you guys told me, by the way, is that you don't have to keep buying these towers, these super monkeys, or whatever towers that you're trying to link while the ability is lasting. I thought that you can only do it while it's under a transformation, but that's not true actually. You can just keep spamming and it's randomly gonna get a link for some reason. So that's something that I learned from you guys. And then lastly, well, it's actually 2 more things. Another thing that you guys told me is that this thing apparently works with heroes, which I have, well, I'm gonna be honest, I've not seen that work, but I'm gonna trust you guys for your word. And the last thing is that the upgrades on the small dart can sometimes carry over, and they work on the link tower. And I think that this works with the VTSG actually. So for example, when we buy the triple shot upgrade, when we buy this thing, then it is supposedly going to carry onto the VTSG, which is just insane when you think about it. And I'm gonna try and make that work in this video. So let's just keep these transformations going. Let's see if we can make it work. And there we go, we got it. Look at this. You guys see that? This guy. They're linked. Finally, we got one. Okay, so let's sell everything else and let's get ready for this one. So for the tier 1, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the Ultra Vision upgrade because this is innate camo. We're fighting Phase, by the way. This is Phase. Let me get an Alchemist, which is going to be a 420 Alchemist. And let me get something like maybe just like a Cold Arms, and that's about it. And I'm also going to get one more Super Monkey Fan Club. So we're not going to get the Plasma now. We're going to get the Plasma for later tiers. But for now, here's what I want to do. And this is basically the entire setup. What is going to happen if we just get like a base Super Monkey, which is, let me just turn on auto start. So what's going to happen if we get just like a base Super Monkey that's going to get overclocked? It has an Alchemist next to it. It has a Cold Arms ability. It's not even the Homeland. And I'm going to keep all of these guys on purpose like this, and we're going to gradually upgrade for each consecutive tier. We're going to upgrade the super, and then we're eventually going to be upgrading all of the external buffs as well. We're going to get a bunch of stuff. It's going to get crazy. Okay, so tier 1 phase, it is coming in range. It's going to be there in a second, and let me just wait just a little bit longer, and let's use everything. So overclock this guy, Cold Arms, and then use the Super Monkey Fan Club. Oh my god. Look at the HP go. Oh my god, that's insane. This is like a base Super Monkey that's doing this to the boss. It's like an elite phase. That's just insane. Alright, this is gonna get so fun when we buy the Sun Avatar in the temple later on. I can't even wait to get to the later tiers. But let's just defeat this one. So it's gonna come in range in a second. Oh my, I'm gonna ultra boost this thing. I'm gonna give it the Homeland and everything, all the external buffs. This is gonna be amazing. So I think it's in range now, is it? Yeah, it's coming in range now, so let's do the thing. Let's get the Cold Arms. Let's... That's insane. Look at it throwing these little darts. Oh my god, this feels like cheating so much. It's like I'm playing a mod or something. I feel like Tuli for just for a day. Oh my god. Oh, are we fine? Wait, this guy's actually leaking a little bit. It's because the spawn point is getting moved, and when this thing is not buffed, it's actually not that strong. So you need the buffs. But there it goes. There goes tier 1. And let's start working on the other tiers. So what I want to do for the next tier is I'm actually going to buy the Plasma Blast. So for the tier 2, I want to see what's going to happen when the tier 2 elite phase gets basically faced off against the Plasma Blast Super Monkey. But I also want to do a couple of other things actually. So I think I'm fine with the farming. I'm not going to be buying any more things. I think this is enough. Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe just buy like these other, I don't know, like maybe the other tier 5s, like maybe do this and maybe do this. And what else do we want to do? I don't want to go overboard with this thing, so am I buying the Ultra Boost now? No, I'm not buying the Ultra Boost now. Let's buy the Homeland Defense, and we're going to stop here. So these basically buffs are going to be the upgraded versions of what we had in the previous one, and the Super Monkey is upgraded itself. So this thing should be a lot more damage. And let's see what it's going to do versus the tier 2 elite phase. Let's get ready for this next tier phase. So I think it's in range. Is it in range? Yeah, I think it's in range. So this is a Plasma Blast Super Monkey versus elite phase. Let's see what it's gonna do. So let's overclock, Homeland, and then use the Plasma ability. And yeah. Oh my god, this thing is so cool. I love this thing. I love it. We don't even have like debuffs or anything like that. Like imagine this thing combined with something like maybe like I should buy it. You know what? I'm actually gonna buy it. Let's just wait for phase to come, maybe here in range of the Permabrew, and I'm actually gonna buy just a small debuff. I'm gonna buy it now. Actually, I'm just gonna buy a 420. I'm not even gonna get the Super Bill. So let's wait for it to come in range. Should we be getting some more buffs? Actually, is it in range? I think it is. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Overclock this, and then we hit this one, and look at this thing. Oh, that is just insane. This is just way too much damage. So the ability is out, so I'm gonna use the Super Monkey Fan Club now, which also it's not that strong, but it's like super strong. It's still super strong. Let's use the overclock. The Homeland is up again, and then the PMFC up again. And this is just, oh my god, this feels like cheating, guys. I mean, well, it kind of, in a way, sort of is. I mean, it's a bug, so it's not like we're actually cheating, but this is, yeah, this is what Tuli feels like all the time, I think, and this feels amazing. I'm gonna be honest. I wish we could play BTD6 like this all the time. Okay, so we're around 75, and I think we should start getting ready for the, well, basically for the temple. So let me sell the perma brew. Actually, I want to do this, and I want to remove the village because I want to reduce this guy's range. So we're going to be putting a lot of sacrifices into it, and we don't want the temple nor the true sun god to absorb this little guy, which is basically his link. So let's do it like this. Let me just buy, what are we buying? Let me just get this thing. I guess we can get the Wizard Lord Phoenix for the magic sacrifices. Let me use this ability. Let's do the boomerang for the primary sacrifices, and then let's do, what can I guess we can do the NG for the support sacrifices. I want to do the support sacrifices because I'm really curious to see if this bug works on the mini avatars that get spawned. So let's do this. And let's just check if the, yeah, the link is absolutely still there. So this is going to be amazing. Oh my god, I can't even wait for this thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one more thing actually for this one. I'm going to buy Adora. So where do I want to have Adora? Maybe like here on the side. Let's get Adora to level 20. We don't care. It's cheaper to level up Adora by doing the sacrifices, but it's fine. We can afford it. So let's do Adora. And basically what I guess I told you guys, but this level 7 ability boosts her, well, it says it boosts her attack range and rate of fire for a short amount of time, but this actually affects all of the sun avatars, the sun temples, and the true sun gods. So when we do this, and when we do the sacrifice onto this banana farm, which is a 200 farm and the best thing to sacrifice, well, let's just say that this thing is going to go bananas as well. So around 78, the boss is going to come out in a second, and let me just check if everything's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna have to basically sell the perma brew later on because this thing, the small little guy, the dark monkey, is in range. So and I think he's in range now. So let's do the ultra boost, homeland, do the Adora sacrifice, and then finally the plasma monkey fang. Oh my, oh my god, you guys seeing this? No way, look at this thing, how cool is that? All projectiles become plasmas. So I have the plasma up and running, so let's do the homeland, let's do the plasma again, and boom, this is, guys, this is amazing. This looks so good actually. Yeah, that's just insane. This is just next level stuff. Yeah, that looks so cool. Oh my god. Let's use the, okay, let's use the plasma. So let's do the ultra boost, and let's use the, did I say the plasma? I meant the super one. Oh, look at this, the projectiles change. It's not the same projectiles, it's like the magic ones. Look at all these colors. This is like a new projectile or something. Oh my god, that's so cool. That's so amazing. Okay, let's do it one more time. So let's do the homeland, let's do the plasma, let's do the Adora sacrifice on the last farm. And yeah, this is probably the, I don't know, this looks amazing actually. I mean, the way that this bug interaction works, it actually looks good. So yeah, I think that was tier 3, and I assume the tier 4 is gonna get deleted as well. So I will see you guys in a second. Okay, everyone, let's get ready for the big finale. So let's sell all of these guys at the side. Let me sell this thing. I really need to be careful with this thing because if I sell the wrong thing, it's game over. So I think it's fine actually. Let me just check the range on this thing. Yeah, so it's this guy. Let me just, I think, do I want to sell the Energizer? I want to keep this guy. Let's sell all of the farms. I'm going to buy the Energizer, by the way. Let's sell all of these guys. Let's sell the perma spike and this thing, and I think that is everything that we have. So we have the money for basically the wait, did I play my did I play myself? This is gonna be fine. Let me just use the ability. Let's use the small temple. This looks so cool, guys. This is amazing. So let's pop this guy, and then let's get ready with the VTSG, and that is going to be almost it, because there's one more thing that I didn't do on purpose, and we're gonna do it now. So let's just pop this guy, and wait a minute, I did not turn off auto start. Okay, I have to be very quick with this one. I almost played myself, so let's be very quick with this one. There's a little bit of time before the boss arrives, so let's get the super mines. This is gonna be the support sacrifices. Let's get this thing, but this thing is very cheap, so we're gonna need to get probably this thing for the magic as well. Oh my god, I almost played myself. Let's get this guy, which is over 50k. And let's do the primary ones. Let's do this and this. Let me get the super monkeys out of range. Let me just do one last checkup before we do this. So I think this is gonna be fine. I hope I'm rushing so much because I forgot to turn off auto start. But I hope this is gonna be fine. So there goes the VTSG. That's amazing. Okay, so we got it. Okay, so one of the things that you guys mentioned is that, well, I mentioned this for the third time, but apparently upgrading to a triple shot is going to basically give this guy a bunch of projectiles. So let's buff this guy as much as possible. Let me get this thing. I'm gonna get the homeland out of range because, well, it doesn't matter. It's a global ability. Let's get the perma-brew. It has 10 stacks, and you know what? I should probably do like a support temple for it. So let's just do it like this. The thing that I'm most excited about is actually upgrading this dark monkey. So let me do this. Let me get one more of these guys. And I think it's time, guys. This is 10 times boosted, and let me buy... Oh my god, it actually works! I haven't even bought the triple shot. Look at this thing. No, let me buy a triple shot. No way, what is happening? What is happening? This is the most insane bug that I've seen. I'm not even using any abilities. Okay, we need to turn this thing down. Oh my god, I'm not even using any abilities. What is happening? Let's go to 40%. Is this fine? Oh my god. Okay, let's see. This is insane. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do the homeland. And let's do, oh my, guys, I'm scared to do. I'm gonna do Super Monkey Fan Club now. I hope my computer doesn't crash, but I'm watching a slideshow. I mean, you guys are watching a slideshow as well, but I'm watching a slideshow as well. This is only the Super Monkey Fan Club ability. I haven't even done Adora. This is insane. No way. Oh my god. This is even like, I'm even playing it slow. So let's, well, I really hope one of these abilities ends as soon as possible. So they kind of, I guess it reduces the, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should, let's go to accessibility. And let's do it like at 20%. Is this gonna, it's not gonna make it easier for it because it's the calculations, but it's gonna make it easier for us to see. I actually should probably bump this up a little bit more. I'm actually scared to use the plasma ability. You know what? I should probably like sell some of these towers. Like if I sell the permabrew, let's say I sell the permabrew, let's say I sell the homeland, and let's say I sell, what am I selling? Let's say I sell this thing, the ultra boost, which is gonna, do I want to use the plasma? I think we should use the plasma. Let's use the plasma right now. Oh my god, what is even happening? This is just insane. What is this? What is even happening? How is this? This is the best bug to ever happen to BTD6, I swear to god. I'm having so much fun with this thing. So let's use the Super Monkey Fan Club for one last time. This is the weird projectiles, the magic ones in all different colors. And there it goes. There goes Elite Phase. That was the craziest thing that I've ever done. That was a super mega ultra buffed VTSG which just completely destroyed Elite Phase by itself, and we didn't even see what happened. Let's just go review map, and it's like 54 million pops, a bunch of money made, and yeah, and it's still linked to this guy. Yeah, of course it is. But yeah, that's the most insane glitch. That's the most insane glitch that I've ever seen in BT6, and yeah, that was a super fun video. I think I really want to play around with this one a lot more, so I might do one more video on this depending on when it gets patched, but that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was actually insane, especially the tier 5. And I will see you all in the next one. One tower chimps with Geraldo is finally possible again, with a little bit of a caveat. So let me walk you guys through everything that's happening. Now, first off, when I say one tower chimps, it is true that we are going to be playing with chimps rules. So nothing happening over there. We're not going to be altering the rules in order to make things easier for us. But I do want to mention two things. Number one is the Geraldo starting price is $810. So in order for you to start this thing, you need to give yourself some extra cash. So that means that it is straight up just not possible in an actual chimps game. That's why we're doing it in a challenge, and we gave ourselves a little bit of extra cash. But the reason why one tower chimps is actually possible is because of a huge bug happening with Geraldo. Now the bug, if you guys have not heard what it is, it has to do something with the Regev potion, which gets unlocked when Geraldo hits level 11. Alright, so it's gonna take a while until we reach level 11 in our game, so let me show you guys what's happening in sandbox. So as you guys can see, we're missing a couple of these items in stock. So what happens with the Regev potion and the bug is that once you use the Regev potion, it resets your entire shop, including the Regev potion that you just used. And I know that we're playing chimps mode, but this is actually very useful in a normal game where, for example, you can have infinite money. So for example, if I use all of these sniper abilities and I just use the Regev potion, we're making more money than we're spending. So essentially this is free money and it is infinite money. So yeah, this is actually a pretty game-breaking bug. So now that we know how the Regev potion bug works, the most important resource that we have in this entire game is going to be money. If we can save our money, if we can plan around it, then probably the late game is not going to be as difficult, but we need to be very careful with how everything works because they just keep nerfing Geraldo. So yeah, Ninja Kiwi really wants to bring Geraldo in line, and if you guys have been paying attention to the nerfs, then you probably know that he has been completely destroyed in the past few updates, but if you don't, let me just mention some of the nerfs. So first off, the damage that these turrets do got reduced from 3 to 2, and then the level 2 turrets got decreased from 7 to 6, and then eventually to 5. The duration on the creepy idol got reduced, but we get more of these guys in stock. The jar of pickles duration got reduced from 8 to 5, and then we also lost some 45 damage on like levels 11 to 15, I think. The duration of the cow potion got reduced from 10 to 5, and then from 15 to 10 rounds for level 2. 2. The glue has less pierce. The sharpening stone used to give +1 damage, now it gives +2 pierce, plus it lasts a lot shorter. The restock time on the War Heroes cape got increased and now it's more expensive. And I can just keep going with all these items, but you guys get the point. They have nerfed probably every aspect possible of Geraldo, and that is why this thing is still really tough and you have to be really careful with using these items. Now for the lead balloons, this is what you do, because Geraldo cannot pop lead balloons and neither can the turrets, and you need to wait to level 8 so that you can actually unlock the Jerry's Fire. Now we don't have the money to buy level 8, so here's what you do. For the last 3 lead balloons around 28, you do it like this. You drop a glue over there, and then on the way back you want to drop a glue here in the middle so that you glue these guys, and if everything is done correctly, then you can just do this, and bam, that's it. That's the lesson 28. Alright, so round 30, I've literally been doing this for over half an hour, and I think I finally came up with a way to do this. I'm not sure how reliable this is, but it worked once and that's all we need. So I'm gluing the last 3 leads. This is, by the way, not the way that we used to do this thing, but now that we have 4 creepy idols starting from update 44, this is actually kind of doable. So the last lead out of the first ones, actually, because we kind of separated them in 2 parts, the last lead I used the creepy idol on the left side to push it back. Now we're gonna get a nice crusher over here. There's gonna be 1 lead missing, but because we have 4 creepy idols, again, as I mentioned, starting from update 44, we can keep this guy in place permanently. So we used to have 2 of these guys in stock. This was not possible, and so essentially what's gonna be happening is that we're gonna permanently keep this guy in place, and eventually the crusher is actually gonna come off cooldown. There you go, the crusher came off cooldown, and this is how we beat round 30. Absolutely not the way to do it, but hey, we got it done. Here's the thing with round 37, we do have lead balloons in this round. We're still not level 8, but we can buy it. So if you saved enough money, you're gonna be able to buy level 8, so we have to do it actually. Okay, so round 40 Moab, the majority of the damage is probably gonna get done by this thing, by the Jerry's Fire. It is getting some pops. It also applies the DPS effect. Is this gonna be enough actually? How much damage does the crusher do? I think I'm just gonna use the crush. Oh, wait a minute, we pumped it. Oh, I need to be ready with this. That's not gonna be enough. Can we save this thing with a bunch of nails? Because I really don't want to be spending money on the maelstrom or anything like that. And I think, yes, we finally have this thing. That's really good. Okay, that crusher popping the Moab really caught me off guard, but I was able to react with this glue, and so we are keeping the run going, guys. This thing is hopefully happening. All right, so we're surviving the 40s just with items on a, you know, need to use basis. So unless we need to use the item, we're not buying it. I'm not just throwing around these Jerry's Fires or these count potions, so when the time comes for them, I am just buying them right then. Okay, so round 49, a bunch of ceramics. We can drop another Jerry's Fire, but I would rather drop a glue. Let's slow down all of these ceramics, and I think this should be enough. Oh my god, this glue is just so good. And the Jerry's Fire expired, so let me get a new one. The turrets actually seem to be doing a decent amount of the damage themselves, even though these are just the level 1 turrets, and we have a Moab plus a bunch of ceramics, so I think I'm just gonna drop one more glue like this. And do we do a crusher thingy again? Is it gonna pop? No, it didn't actually pop. Oh, wait a minute. So we glue. Oh, this Moab popped in actually a very good spot, which it was just on top of the glue, but is that gonna be true for this one as well? Let me drop a couple of spikes just so I pop it before it makes it all the way around. So there we go. And this is absolutely perfect. Look at the count potion. It has 1 round remaining on it, and we have the camo ceramics of 51. I mean, I hope that we don't need any count. I actually hope that we're just gonna restock a count potion, because if we get some count balloons soonish, we're not dealing with them. Alright, so we've run into our first problem. It's not exactly a problem because we can solve it, but let me tell you guys what I mean about that. We are on round 59 and we're gonna have some camo leads, but we're out of camo potions, and this is thanks to the new nerf happening in update 44, which makes these camo potions last for only 5 rounds. So that means that we have to buy the Regev potion, and then if we use it, oh my god, look at this thing. Everything is full stock. No way. Let's use the camo potion so that we can deal with these camo lead balloons. Let me just buy the bunny paragon because now we got all of them back, and look at what is happening, guys. This is just unbelievable. This is so game breaking actually. Let me also place all of these turrets that we got, because we got 4 new turrets, so this is just the damage is gonna these are not the strongest ones, right? So on level 13 I think you get the stronger ones, and those are the ones that you actually want to be spamming. And when we reach the late game, I swear to god, every single one of these guys is gonna have a Jerry's Fire on it. It's gonna have a sharpening stone on it. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so here's the problem. We have a bunch of purple balloons, and I think that we need to use a maelstrom just so we kind of clean up these purples. And I'm gonna buy a Jerry's Fire onto, I guess, onto 2 of these guys, just because we're gonna have around 63 on the next one. Let's just use 1 more maelstrom. I'm only using these maelstroms so we can deal with the purple balloons. That's about it, so that our Jerry's Fires can attack, and I think that that's gonna be enough for this one. Yeah. And round 63, should we even be worried? I think the bunny's gonna one-shot all these ceramics. Yeah, there we go. This is so good actually for the bunny. If you guys don't know how the bunny works, the more balloons there are on the screen, the more damage it does. So it essentially works similarly as the Avatar of Rat, a 50-year druid actually. So yeah, it's a really strong tower, especially for the price that you pay for it. And actually this bunny and all of these turrets are just gonna be able to deal with everything, because we do have a lot more turrets at this point than we're supposed to. And on level 13, Geraldo is going to upgrade his turrets, so they're gonna do 5 damage instead of 2. So let's actually wait for that one before we start spamming the Regev potions. Alright guys, so we did get the improved turrets and it is time to spam them. So I saved this spot in the middle in this line right here just for these guys. So remember, these guys do 5 damage per shot, and now I placed both that we had in stock, but if I reach of this for $2,000 we get 4 new ones. This is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I should have done? No, I should have actually put some sharpening stones onto some of these turrets, but I think it's fine. Let's do it one more time. Actually, let me give these guys the sharpening stones, which don't exactly last for that long, and it's only gonna be, oh, let me just switch the targeting. It actually lasts for 10 rounds. I thought it was 5 rounds for some reason. Let me do the rejuve potion and let's do 4 more of these guys. Yeah, this is way too much turrets. We should not be having this amount of turrets. Maybe I should have placed a bunch of these Jerry's Fires as well, but again, we're not exactly missing damage. So if we're not missing damage and if we're just buying these Jerry's Fires for no reason, that just means that we're spending money that we're not supposed to be spending. So yeah, let's just chill. We have $40,000, but we still haven't reached the ultra late game. Alright, so a bunch of mobs around 83 free play has started, but let's update our defense a little bit. So before we hit the rejuve, let me just give the sharpening stone to a couple of these guys. These rounds are becoming a little bit more serious. So in the past few rounds, we did actually get improvements on a lot of our items. The count potion lasts a lot longer. The sharpening stone now gives +2 pierce. Jerry's Fire is a lot stronger and actually lasts for 10 rounds now, and the blade trap is a lot stronger as well. So now that we've placed everything, let's just let this round end and let's see did we get anything new. No, I think that's actually fine. So let's do a rejuve potion. Let's refresh the entire shop and let's do the exact same thing again. So I was placing up these turrets. There we go. Let's start giving these guys some of the sharpening stones. We do have a hefty amount of money, and I think this is gonna be more than enough for the entire run. So let me not jinx it. Actually, let me just save the money just in case. So let's give this guy Jerry's Fire, and that's gonna be about it for the next few rounds, I think. And as we're approaching the 90s, this is a really good time to dump our stock, because when Geraldo reaches level 20, he does a refresh by himself. And because all these durations on the items are fixed to about 10 rounds, if you give the items around 91, it's essentially gonna last throughout the entirety of the game. So let me just give it a count potion, by the way, because we have DDTs on this one. And hold on, is this gonna be enough? I think it is. Let me just do it like this. Do these blade traps do actually do they do something to the DDTs? I'm not exactly sure. Oh my god, that bunny snipe. Alright, so around 91, it's time for us to dump our stock and just to refresh everything using the rejuve potion. So let's go like this. I think I placed just I guess I placed everything that I wanted to place. So let's just do a rejuve. Let's just refresh everything. Let me buy just a couple more of these turrets. So we got 4 new ones. I think just having here at the top is gonna be fine. Let me give the sharpening stone to a bunch of these guys. Let me give the Jerry's Fire to a bunch of these guys, and we have $70,000, which I think is gonna be more than enough actually. So let me actually just place 1 more of these upgraded genies as well. And yeah, this just makes the entirety of the 90s look like an absolute joke. So we have $76,000. We are gonna be making money through the 90s as well. So you know what? Let me just rejuve it up again. So let's start placing these turrets. I feel like maybe we can place some of these guys here in the middle. So let's go like this. Let's sharpen them up for absolutely no reason. Let's give them the Jerry's Fires onto this thing, and we do have a genie active, so let's just not go too ham with the genies. But I guess we can afford to place a couple of glues, I guess, here on the start of the track. You know, if you were to play this legitimately and you don't have infinite resources, you're being very careful with the money. But we did play kind of a very safe early and mid game, so we're left with a bunch of money now. So I do think that we can absolutely afford to spoil ourselves and to just spend a bunch of money in the late game, and just to I guess the genies are going to be the main source of damage, right? It's not that these guys, the turrets, are bad or anything like that, especially because we have like how many is that? Like over 20 of these guys easily, and a bunch of purples. So let's just use a blade maelstrom to deal with these purples, and they're going to be a lot more. So let's just use more of these guys. Final purple rush. Let's use the blade maelstrom, and you know what? One of the genies expired, so why not use a second one? Yeah, this is just absolutely trivial for all these genies and the turrets and everything that we have, but at the same time, guys, this is just due to a bug, so this is not going to be happening. But keep in mind, this Geraldo 1 tower chimps used to be possible legitimately, which just gives you an idea how OP Geraldo was when he came out. And it's been like, what, close to 10 updates since Geraldo came out, and Ninja Kiwi is still nerfing the guy. Is he actually that strong? I don't know. He looks pretty strong to me. So let's use the blade trap, and let's, you know what, let's do a rejuve thingy one more time. So I think I'm just gonna stop using these turrets because they don't exactly do that much. Maybe we can just drop something like, I don't know, just a couple of Jerry's Fires just for the fun of it. And Geraldo reached level 20, which means a free restock. Thank you very much. So let's place both of the genies that we got from the Geraldo restock. You know what, it's Chimps mode, but we're gonna place 1 Paragon Totem. I'm scared to place the second one. I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna have the damage. Actually, you know what, we're probably gonna beat this with like 2 genies. So we might as well buy the second one, right? Let's just do it. And finally, round 98 with about $20,000. We do have 2 Paragon Power Tokens for absolutely no reason on Chimps mode because we can just afford it. But yeah, we have 2 genies active. This should be more than enough for round 98. And you know what? Let me just place something like, you know, like these guys, the creepy idols on the side. Let's just place a couple of glues, I guess, and let's use up all 4 of our maelstroms because you know what? We are probably gonna have 4 back, I have a feeling. Yeah, that's probably gonna be about it for round 98. You know what? Let me just genie it up. Let's just place a couple more of these genies because I feel like we need a little bit of extra damage, and I don't think that you're ever gonna see this. We have 4 genies on screen. This should not be possible, by the way. And there goes round 98, and let's, you know what? Let's do it one last time. Actually, we do have a bunch of money remaining, so let's do it a couple more times. Let's place a couple of genies. Let's rejuve. Let's place a couple more genies. And how many genies can we end the game with? So this is, I know, do we have like 10 already? The camo potion expired, so let's give these guys camo protection for the DDTs, and we have 1 more rejuve potion in us, but we cannot buy genies. But I feel like, how many do we have? We have 5. I feel like 5 is gonna be more than enough for the battle round 100. And there it is, guys. 1 tower chimps with Geraldo using a bug. And of course, just I want to mention it again that $810 is the starting price. So that is just, it's just simply not possible to buy Geraldo because of all the nerfs. But if you were to buy it thanks to this bug, you can absolutely complete the 1 tower chimps no problem with Geraldo. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. It really wouldn't be Bloons TD6 if there wasn't a new bug every once in a while, and this bug involves Azili and is actually pretty simple. Let me explain. So once Azili reaches level 9, her attack removes camo, regrow, and 45 properties from non-Moab class balloons, and that's really important, the non-Moab class balloons part, so it only works on small balloons, right? But once she reaches level 16, that is when things start taking a really interesting turn, because now the main attack removes camo from DDTs, but here is where the bug steps in, and if I just send in 5 DDTs, you guys can see it's not just the camo that gets removed, they also get defortified. The fortification gets removed from them, but it only works on the balloons around the main target. So she's set on first, and she's attacking this one, and everyone around that, basically around this DDT, got its fortification stripped off. Now hold on, this doesn't work only on DDTs, but it works on small mobs as well. So you guys are gonna see how, except the main target, all of these guys around her are getting their fortification stripped, and this is the bug, which essentially, you know, in Bloons TD6 terms means that you're removing literally half of the HP of a round. So in some rounds, this bug is actually going to make Bloons TD6 literally 50% easier. Like literally, it's just gonna remove the HP, and that is what makes this thing so broken. And the only way that I thought that this was appropriate to test is by combining 2 game modes into one. So normally we only play Chimps mode, but today we're playing ABR, the alternate balloons rounds, in combination with Chimps mode. And we're doing this because ABR is basically the game mode which you guys know it's basically the fortified game mode, right? But also you guys might have realized that, you know, getting to like level 16, it's way off until, you know, this bug starts working. So that's why I wanted to do a lot of things differently actually today. So we're gonna go for an Energizer sub, which makes all the heroes earn 50% more XP while in range, and this is gonna synergize super well, I think, not only with just you know, Azili and our need for a lot of levels, but also her other abilities, which is basically the Moab Hex ability, the most important one, which allows her to curse a balloon, and basically that balloon is just gonna get destroyed. It's not gonna spawn anything. And the hero herself, Azili, she is the Moab class balloon destroyer, so she destroys Moab class balloons because her attack does a lot of damage. Let me just actually switch this up to strong. We still don't have the money for the Bloontonium, by the way, that's why I'm not buying it, so we're gonna have to do something for this round, it seems like. So let me just buy level 5, I guess, a little bit of extra attack speed, and let me set this sub on strong so it targets the purple balloons. And as long as they're not purple balloons, because we have the level 3 ability on cooldown, as long as they're just not purples, I think Azili should be able to, oh, let me switch to first, go back on strong just for a second, and now move back to first. And is this thing gonna be better? Oh my god, it's only like a couple of blue balloons. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna buy the Dark Monkey. I'm sorry. Now, a great thing about Azili is that you guys are gonna see we're facing lead balloons, and she can pop lead balloons by herself, and she can see camo balloons by herself. So, for example, the camo lead balloon just coming up on round 24 is gonna get dealt with by herself. So she is actually a really strong and a really niche hero. Okay, these guys are absolutely not budging as expected, to be honest. It's not just Azili that she's strong herself, but it's just the sub. It's just the 401 sub carrying versus the small balloons. And we're gonna have round 40 in a second, but round 40 in ABR is a 45 Moab. And actually, the level that you need for Zealy to start doing a lot of damage to 45 and just to Moabs in general is level 8, and we're just not gonna have level 8. So my question is, do I buy this thing or do we buy some small towers? I think the proper response is to just buy small towers. I don't know, let's just see the damage actually. Let's just have this Moab appear and let's see how much damage she does. So it's not gonna be a lot because the DPS is weak, so it's like 1-2 damage. Oh my god, that's really sad actually. Alright, so this thing is absolutely not gonna work, and I'm really contemplating just buying the level 8. Alright, so let's see how much of a difference buying this thing is gonna make. So this is a super expensive level. I saved the money just for this reason, by the way, so that's how we have $11,000. So let me buy this thing and let's just check the difference of DPS. So we used to do like 1 to 2 DPS, and now let's see how much it's gonna go. It's 20. It went from 1 and 2 to 20. That's insane. This thing is, she's gonna pop it by herself, isn't she? I mean, she doesn't need a level of support, does she? No, absolutely not. Oh my god, she just demolishes mob class balloons. Guys, is this gonna work, by the way? Is the DPS strong enough? Oh, I need to unsubmerge this thing actually. No, there's a button. Never mind. Okay, I completely forgot. So I'm used to unsubmerging the sub by changing the targeting. But there's this new button which I keep forgetting that it exists. And yeah, Moabs in the 40s. I mean, you don't normally see this, but it's ABR. And on ABR mode, you guys know how it goes. It's a bunch of Moabs. And thankfully, we have a Zealy for this reason. But I'm trying to kind of move her between strong and first. So she attacks the Moab. We get the DPS going. But then also I want to get some damage going on to these ceramics. So let me see if this is going to work out. So let's have her on strong. Move her back to first, and no, we need to do something about these guys. Let's just give both of them the Jungle Drums Village. Is this gonna work out? I'm just gonna have a Zealy on strong, and let's just keep her on strong for now because the DPS of the sub is gonna be a little bit better now versus the ceramics. So let's just keep her on strong for a second, and let's just move her on first now so she targets those guys. Move her back on strong, and I think this is, oh yeah, that's everything that we needed. Alright, never mind. Okay, so let me just move on to Operation Buffing a Zealy, at least a little bit. I'm gonna get a 320 Alchemist, and I think that she's not gonna benefit immensely from this. Like, it's gonna be just, you know, the extra attack speed and stuff like that, but I think it should be enough, especially when we focus down these ceramics. So go on first and go on strong. I'm really trying to micro her attack between strong and first so that we just deal with the ceramic balloons, the 45 ceramics. That's really important. Now let's go back on strong to deal with these small balloons, and then go back on first for a second, go on strong, and there are some balloons at the back, so I'm gonna unsubmerge this sub, and I hope I catch all of them. Yes, I did. Let's submerge you, and guys, balloons TD6. I mean, we're trying. We really are trying to get this Energizer sub going. And 59, a bunch of 45 camo ceramics, and once the Zealy attacks them, none of those properties apply. Yep, that's what she does. So we're gonna make a lot of money in this round, by the way. So we are very close to the Energizer. Then once we get the Energizer, basically it's gonna deal with all the small balloons by itself, and then it's gonna be a Zealy dealing with the Moabs as intended. But she has a little bit of a trick up her sleeve, and it's a huge bug. So let's just deal with this 45. Is she gonna be able to beat this thing by herself is my question, because I do want to save the level 10 ability. So just have her attacking like this, and let's see if these guys pop like right now. That's very good. Okay, so I think she D45'd like a huge chunk of those balloons, and oh no, I think we might need to use the level 10. I mean, we're super close to the Energizer, and that's why I kind of want to save the abilities in case we need it for these early 60s, but I'm just going to use the level 10 ability, and I think that we're going to be fine. A bunch of mobs in this round, but I think that we are going to make the money, right? Oh, this is the perfect round to get this, because we're not popping them, so this is the perfect round to get the Energizer on. If we can make the money, we're missing $300. This is like super close. Oh my god, please don't make me lose on the last round before getting this thing. Let's just switch her to first, and I'm just going to spam the button. We need 560. I'm spamming it. We got it. Okay, but no, a bunch of small balloons leaked. I knew it was gonna be like this. It's always like this, guys. So let's use the. I guess these zebras, they're not doing anything, but I'm just gonna use the heart stopper, and I'm gonna switch the Zealy to first actually, because I do want to take it slow. So let's pop these mobs one by one, and just make sure we don't overwhelm ourselves. And is that a good strategy is my question, because I really don't want to be buying anything else, but it is always like this. That's insane. Let me just spam this thing. Yes, I got it. Okay, so we got it. Let's move a Zealy to strong, I guess, and I'm gonna need that mob. If this thing pops, we're fine. We're absolutely fine, but I'm gonna need you to pop. Something leaked. DPS on it. And yes, finally, we get the Energizer, but most importantly, we get the increased, let me just show you guys, so we get the increased 50% faster leveling for the heroes, and that is really, really, really important. But level 16 is incoming, and it should happen in the next few rounds. So this, oh my god, this Moab Hex is just doing the Lord's work at this point, because these rounds, guys, this is round 82. This is not even like a joke. If you played ABR past level 80, yeah, this is what happens. This is insane. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep Azilian on first, by the way, because the Moab Hex targeting follows the Azili's targeting. So I kind of need to eliminate these guys at the front first, and I'm gonna keep her on first. I think we're gonna let this UMG for a second. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think that we can deal with the leftovers, right? We're really close to level 16, and we're gonna need this level, by the way, because these rounds are just no joke at this point. Okay, so I just bought the level 16. We're missing about $9,000, but there's a bunch of 45 BFBs on this round. So let's go like this. First off, I'm gonna set Azilian strong. I'm gonna use the level 10 ability, and I'm gonna move her back up first because I want the Moab hacks onto the BFBs, but I weren't attacking the small balloons. And then I also need to do something about the sub just not being able to deal with. Let's just actually watch the bug. Oh my god, did you guys see it happening? Look at this thing. So all these mobs are supposed to be 45 because all the BFBs are 45, right? But some of them are just getting defortified on the spot, and that's the most ridiculous thing ever. Let's actually set her on close for a second so we hit some of these ones as well. And yes, that's perfect. I love that thing. Let's just use the more hex because it's back off cooldown because the Energizer. And yeah, this Energizer is just not dealing with the small balloons, it seems like. So maybe we're due for something like a solver just to help it out, right? So Azili's gonna be the one that's gonna be dealing with the Moab class balloons, and I just want to have something deal with these leftovers, basically. We don't have the level 10 ability, and I'm not gonna use it actually because I do want to see the bug in action. So essentially, this is an entire round with 45 balloons, and once these Moabs start coming out, yep, they're getting defortified. That's insane. Oh my god, what are her pops? 472,000. And a lot of those pops are just probably not supposed to be happening in general. And it's just gonna get worse as these rounds progress, right? Alright, so a bunch of Moabs, again, 45 ones, and let's just watch her go to town. By the way, DDTs in this round, so they're gonna get, these are not 45 ones, but they are gonna be a lot of 45 DDTs on ABR. But I'm just so happy to see these BFBs spawning to Moabs, and then all of these Moabs, look at this thing, all of them just getting D45. So how should I have this targeting? Maybe like close, because having her first is not exactly gonna be beneficial at all times. So let's just move her back to first. I think it's time for us to use the level 10 Moab Hex ability because that's a lot of 45 BFBs, it looks like. Now let's actually buy the other glue, just the relentless one, because we do need these balloons to kind of be clumped up together, because Azili's attack works in an AoE, right? So you want to have these balloons as close together as possible so that they get affected by the AoE. So I think I'm just gonna buy the glue and we're gonna leave it at that. Azili's the only thing dealing with Moab class balloons so far. Let's just watch. So a bunch of 45 BFBs. Again, you barely see a 45 Moab because it just gets removed. This is just ridiculous, guys. This is, let me just check the pops on her. So she was at 470, she's at 660,000 pops. That is insane. Just for a handful of rounds. Yes, and again, let's just watch her in action. Round 92, which is actually kind of a difficult round onto the normal gameplay, but even if in ABR Chimps, you know, a bunch of these 45 mobs, and nope, she does not seem to care. It looks like, nope, she just removes the thing. We're gonna keep checking her pumps, by the way, because I think that at the end of this, she's gonna have the most pumps by far. And let me just use the mob hex just to kind of get rid of these UMGs. They're kind of annoying. Okay, 93, 45 DDTs, or actually, is it 45 DDTs? I don't know. They don't look that 45 to me. Nope, they're just gone. And a bunch of 45 BFBs. Guess what she replaces is in a way a shattering shell's mortar, but not exactly, because mortars cannot remove the fortification from DDTs. You're gonna need monkey knowledge for that thing, and you cannot use monkey knowledge in Chimps mode. So she is a little bit better in some ways in the shattering shell's mortar, I think. Yeah, this is just way too good, guys. This is not even funny how good it is. And her pops are 810,000. This is just insane. Okay, so a bunch of DDTs incoming. Unfortunately, these guys are not fortified, so this is just gonna be like a normal. She's gonna go to town to these guys, but a bunch of 45 mods, we need them. Or are they fortified? Nope, they're not. Nope, I want to check the pops onto her. Actually, what does round 96 have? It's a bunch of, yeah, everything's fortified. Yeah, never mind. Let's just switch her to close and take a look at the pops. Guys, 900, she's almost at a million. This is insane. She's in a million pops. She's just by removing the fortification. That's insane. Yeah, let's just keep her on close like this. So all these mobs are gone. And then I'm gonna need these BFBs. I think I saw them being 45. Was I wrong about that one? Oh my god, these CMGs are gonna be an issue. Okay, so let's actually do this. Let's switch her to strong. I'm gonna use the Moab Hex and I'm gonna switch her back to close. And I'm not sure if there are any fortified balloons currently beneath them. But yeah, we do have a little bit of an issue. Let me actually move her back to first. because these ZOMGs are just something that we're not dealing with. Yeah, so essentially whenever a small balloon walks into the range of the Energizer and the glue, it just gets evaporated. But the thing is, we need to pop the ZOMGs and basically all these blimps, and I think that just by using the Moab Hex, it helps out a lot. So let's eliminate a bunch of them, and I think we do have this thing. Nothing is gonna go over, right? Nope, we deal with this one. All right, so there we go. She is level 20 and round 98. Guys, let me start dealing with these ZOMGs first. So I'm gonna have her on strong. I'm gonna use the Moab Hex just to kind of start eating into the ZOMGs first. And we need to deal with the small balloons. We need to deal with the BFBs first. We need to defortify them, and then once they're defortified, we can just melt the small balloons with the Energizer and the glue. But this is where the bug is gonna come in clutch, because I don't think this is gonna be happening like if we don't have it. So, let me actually just switch it to strong. Use the ability, get her back on first because the Moab Hex was off cooldown, and let's just see how we're doing with these guys. So yeah, we are dealing with the small balloons, it seems like. And is it just the ZOMGs? No, I see a bunch of BFBs actually, so let's defortify all of those guys. And as soon as the Moab Hex comes off cooldown again, I think, you know what, I think we have this thing just like this preemptive use of the Moab Hex, which I started using. This is my third ability, by the way, and with the help of the Energizer sub, yeah, this is just basically what's going to deal with this entire round, right? And yes, we absolutely deal with everything. Oh my god, that's insane. More DDTs, by the way, more fortified DDTs. So I just kind of deal with these guys. I should probably have her on strong for this round because I do want her focusing down the DDTs, and then it's going to be a bad balloon incoming. So yeah, but it's not going to be a problem because we do have the Moab Hex, which is going to take down the bad by itself. And just take a look at the pops, guys. 1.5 million pops, and a huge chunk of those 1.5 million is just defortifying stuff, right? And yeah, this is going to be the fortified bad, and she ended the game at, let's just check, 1.6 million pops, and all these other towers are like 400 on the sub and then 470 onto the glue. So yeah, even if you combine these two, she still has like double the amount of these guys combined, which just goes to show how insane she is, not only versus Moab class balloons, but just removing the fortified state. It just makes the game so easy, right? Because like literally it makes balloons TD6 50% easier on some rounds. But yeah, that's the new Azili bug. It makes her really OP in some situations, and that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. The T-Rex tier 4 beast handler dinosaur just got nerfed, but let's see how big of a change this is and if it's gonna make any difference. So actually, first off, let's start by buying the beast hunter. So this is a weird map, and I'm playing on Luminous Code because I have not blackboarded this one yet. So I'm gonna try to do that as well while we're testing out this beast hunter thingy. Oh, look at this, the range is barely there. Okay, so do we buy the Microraptor or do we leave the beast handler like this? I am not exactly sure. I think we should probably go for the dinosaur, right? Because it's a little bit better. Let's see if we can fit it over here. I think we should because the footprint is super small. Yes, there we go. Alright, so what are the changes that happened to the T-Rex? So the T-Rex is now a little bit worse than it was. So the changes are to the tune of 4 damage lost for the T-Rex, which went from 30 to 26, and then the damage range also got reduced from 60 to 52, which I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure what they mean by this is like the AoE of attack got reduced by a little bit. So each time the T-Rex attacks is just gonna affect a smaller area now, which again is kind of significant, kind of a big deal. This early game, by the way, is gonna be super annoying. I think we should go for a Marmonkey actually. Maybe we're gonna go for something like a top 8 Marmonkey because it's cheap-ish and it's gonna slow the balloons down, but we're gonna stop at tier 4 or something like that. So let's have it like this. And so what do these changes mean? Well, I think that this is a significant change because the way that you want to think about the T-Rex is that it is a high damage tower, but it's also a low attack speed tower. So the way that these towers work is that they want to dish out the damage in just 1 or 2 attacks, and they want to deal with the balloons they're supposed to deal with. So take for example a Super Ceramic, which comes out in free play. So the problem with Super Ceramics is that the ceramic layer itself is super tough to get through. So if we assume, for example, that the T-Rex needed 3 attacks to pop 1 single Super Ceramic, with this damage increase, we essentially lost 12 damage, not just 4, and that's impactful because it means that it's not going to be 3, in some cases it's going to be 4 attacks that it needs, for example, to pop a Super Ceramic. But because the tower has such low attack speed, the 4th attack might not even come. In fact, it's a question of those 3 attacks are going to come in the first place, and this is where these nerfs are actually starting to be impactful for these types of towers. So first off, how are we doing? I did not buy here. I've got Adora selected, and I'm just, guys, this is just so nerve-wracking these early rounds until we can get to some more stable towers, like for example the Destroyer. Honestly, I would even feel a little bit safer by buying something like, oh wait a minute, we do have the money for Adora. Do we place her like right here on the side or something like that? I think we should. Okay, so she doesn't care about vision, so she's gonna be able to attack balloons like right here, but her placement is super bad. And actually this is a map meant for water-based towers, and I'm gonna go for the, you know, it's gonna be a while until we can actually see the T-Rex in action. I mainly wanted to test it versus these Super Ceramics that I mentioned to you guys, but before we get there, I want to go for the Top Bat Buccaneer. And actually I watched an ISAP video and I want to test this myself. This is going to be like a side quest of ours in this video, and that is to see if the carrier flagship is indeed bugged if you go for the bottom cross path. So apparently there's this bug with the carrier flagship. If you go for the cruise nest upgrade, for some reason it's going to give it pierce. Now this upgrade is not supposed to be giving it pierce, only this one is, but I guess for some reason somehow in the Ninja Kiri code it gives it more pierce, and it just makes the planes and the boat a lot stronger. Okay, so those are the two main things that we're going to be looking out for, and so I don't exactly want to be upgrading the beast handler too much. So the idea with the carrier flagship is that once we buy it, we're going to have the dinosaur on top of one of the platforms, because you cannot use an ice platform to place your dinosaur, which really sucks. You can place the beast handler but not the small dinosaur. I actually don't want to be upgrading the dinosaur yet. I think we're just going to keep it like this, just like kind of market spawn, and we're going to go for the destroyer and eventually the carrier flagship first, and then onto the platforms that we get from the carrier flagship is where we're going to be placing our dinosaurs. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one, and this is actually, I think I mentioned this, but this is like a black border run because I have not finished this map. Alright, so round 35, we got the destroyer up and running. This is a really solid tower. It really makes your game a lot easier, especially if you go for the middle cross set, but we're testing the cruise nest thingy. And then I'm thinking what we want to do for the next round. So we could go for the Abyss Dweller, because eventually, I think we should. Let's go for the Abyss Dweller, because eventually I want to get the Abyssal Warrior as well. I really like the fact that this thing is going to be slowing some of the balloons down. It's going to be a nice combo with the T-Rex and also our carrier flagship. And actually, wait a minute, we need to get the Adora right now, because we don't have lead popping power on the left side. We do have on the right thanks to Adora, but we don't have on this one. So I think we're just going to stop at the Adora, right? Because round 39 is coming to an end. I'm just thinking what we want to be doing. So are we rushing the aircraft carrier, or are we going to buy something else to get a little bit of extra damage versus this Moab? I don't think we're going to have an issue with the Moab, especially because the... Oh, wait a minute. I thought I bought this thing. Okay, let me buy the Abyssal Warrior. I thought that I already had this thing, and I'm like, yeah, we got this Moab, no problem. But let's get it, and I'm going to use the Doors Volatility ability just in case, just because this is a black border run, and there we go. Okay, so now let's rush the aircraft carrier. So 8.6k, but we need to be careful of one more thing, and that is going to be the Camelets on 59, because if you take a look at all our towers, none of these guys can pop Camelets, so that might surprise us. And I guess I maybe wanted an excuse to play this tower again for the third time in this update. I really like this tower, guys. Maybe we're gonna get a fourth playthrough, because I was thinking of black bordering actually one of these true expert maps, because I'm missing some of them, and they seem to be pretty easy nowadays. I'm gonna be honest, with like the giant condor and the carrier flagship, which is just OP at this point in BTD6. So maybe we're gonna go for a video like that. Anyways, aircraft carrier, we have the money, so let's buy this thing. This is gonna make the game a lot easier for us, especially when you get these small planes. And actually a cool thing about these small planes is that even though this is like a high ground, these pools up top, the planes can just fly over them and they can start doing damage to the balloons a lot earlier. So this unlocks our damage potential by so much. It's actually crazy, especially on this map, right? By the way, you guys know if the cruise nest bug pierce works on the aircraft carrier? I know it does work on the carrier flagship, but I'm not exactly sure about the fourth tier. Does it carry over the tiers? Because that would be, actually, that would make the bottom pad, I don't know, that would be a little bit too OP, right? But let's try and see it maybe like when these planes are making their attack. If these darts make it through a lot of balloons, then I guess that we can say that. Actually, how much is the pierce buff? We don't even know exactly. Like if it's like 1 to 2 pierce, it might not even be noticeable in the first place. Yeah, this tower is just as good as it ever was. A carrier flagship, and even if you're just sticking with the aircraft carrier, like you don't have to worry about anything, as I have not worried about anything, well, so far that is. But when free play rolls in, we are gonna have a lot of problems actually, especially this weird placement on the dinosaur and everything. So hopefully the platform is gonna come in handy. Actually, you know what I wanted to do for these Camelets? I thought of a creative solution, I think it is, but we need to buy it actually. Now that I kind of reminded myself of it, I think I want to buy it like right now, 58. So the idea is that if we go for a 240, the ability, the snowstorm ability, is going to be able to affect Camelets as well. And so if we only pop the Camelet layer, then the aircraft carrier and hopefully the mer monkey is going to be able to take care of the leftovers. So all these guys are out, so let's use the ability, and there we go. That was the plan for this one. Now this is actually going to be really nice because eventually it's going to work on DDTs later down the line, and also we can place towers in the water, like maybe a village or an alchemist if we needed to. So this is going to be nice for the dinosaur and for camel detection in general. Alright, how are we looking? Round 63, let's see how we're doing versus these waves of ceramics. So Abyssal Warrior does do a decent amount of damage actually, but let's see if these guys make it all the way around. They're not making it. Okay, that's really good. I mean, we do have some Adora abilities. Actually, we only have one because she's level 9. We bought her a little bit late and we haven't done any sacrifices, but oh my god, that was the second wave. It just disappeared with these tentacles. Yeah, man, when these tentacles hit, they actually do a lot of damage, right? Especially they go through like all of these ceramic layers, but sometimes things like this can happen. Oh, the blues made all the way around. That might have gone a little bit interesting, but thankfully we have the ice ability. No need to use it yet, so might as well buy the carrier flagship right now. And this was actually the part of the entire plan. I wanted to get the aircraft carrier because, well, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the dinosaur right over here on this platform. Oh, it's actually, it doesn't exactly reach the bottom part of the track. Okay, let's actually get some upgrades into this thing. So Velociraptor should improve its range by a little bit. Yeah, it did, but I don't think it's still enough. I think we need the T-Rex, and then after we get the T-Rex, like, I don't know, guys, like, maybe we need to, does merging help? Does buying a village help? I'm not exactly sure. Let's actually buy a village and see if it works. So let's say the range of the T-Rex is about this, at about this point, and if I buy a village, make sure we have the beast handler in it. Does it improve the range? I think it does by a very small amount, because it's a percentage increase, right? So I guess we'll take everything. We're gonna need the village anyways for the attack speed buff, so might as well get it, right? Alright, so we've got some carrier flagship action, and these guys, especially with the bug, with the Pierce bug, and especially because the Abyssal Warrior is giving, I think it was 15% Pierce extra to the carrier flagship. So these two, the bug carrier flagship plus the Abyssal Warrior, they're actually a really strong combo. So I don't expect any trouble in the upcoming rounds. I am gonna buy the T-Rex right now, which is gonna get even bigger. Okay, now this is what we're talking about. There we go. And we also get a lot of abilities to work with, which is really nice. It's always really nice to get this thing, but we do have a lot of upgrades to go through as well, because we need to go for the middle crosspath so that the carrier flagship can pop DDTs. Actually, fun fact, the smaller rockets, these guys, they get launched onto mob class balloons. Even though they're explosions, they can still pop lead balloons, but the main attack cannot. And actually, if you're playing BTD6, I guess for a couple of years now, you guys are probably gonna know that this guy, the carrier flagship, had hidden lead popping powers. So these plane attacks, these darts, they at one point in BT6 they were able to pop lead balloons. So it was actually really good versus DDTs at that time. But it doesn't matter, because nowadays they somehow made it even more powerful, I guess. So yeah, this is just like such a nice tower overall. And I'm just thinking, are we merging up the T-Rex, or are we keeping it like this? Yep, I think we should merge it. Okay, so we are racking up a little bit of cash, so let's make sure we use the cash for good causes. Okay, so let's go like this. Let's buy another T-Rex. Actually, wait a minute. I think the best merges are the lower tiers, right? I kind of forgot about that. Oh, maybe it would have been nice if we bought these guys in a discount village, but you know what? I think we can afford it. I know this is our black border run, but I think that we can afford it. Let's actually do one more merge, so let's go like this. And I think 48 out of 64 should be good enough. Like, this guy's damage is still really strong, and especially with the ability, you know, there's a cool little thingy. This works like this only on the T-Rex and no other tower, and it's that when you keep merging it, the stronger it becomes, the cooldown on its stomp becomes lower, which is a really interesting one. And actually, I think the AoE eventually becomes bigger, so once you max merge it, I think it's global, or was it global on the Giganotosaurus? I kind of forget. But that cooldown reduction thingy by itself is really cool. But I think we're having another issue, and that is the fact that this carrier flagship is not it's not letting the T-Rex attack a little bit. So let me get the MIB just so that we make sure that this guy can pop the DDTs, and maybe we can go for something like the call to arms plus a little bit of extra support. So I think it would be really nice if we can fit like a glue here on the sides. Is the T-Rex gonna get to attack, by the way? 5k pops onto this thing. Oh my god. Please just get some attacks in. Wait a minute, the glue rat is amphibious? I didn't know that. Look at this guy, he's walking on water. Problem that we had a little while ago is still persisting. Oh, there we go, we get some T-Rex action. This bugged air carrier flagship, I can confirm, this is way too strong, right? This shouldn't be happening. It's around 89, and these balloons have not made it next to the T-Rex, especially when they're coming from the right side. Okay, there we go, we get some action, so let's see it versus these. It's really nice because they have fortified ceramics, and it seems to be eating them up. So I thought that like it might not have been one-shotting them, but it was clearly dealing with them no problem. But let's, oh my god, how do I turn off the carrier flagship, guys? Alright, well, this video took a little bit different turn, where the carrier flagship is just winning by itself. Alright, this thing is bugged out of its mind, guys. This thing is bugged out of its mind. This is not okay. Like, this tower shouldn't be doing this much damage. I think, oh, there we go, we get some T-Rex action. Okay, 20k pops, there we go. Hey guys, this is gonna be like an accidental 2 mega pops or something like that. I did not want to do this. I wanted to check out the T-Rex onto the carrier flagship platform, but this carrier flagship had other plans for this video, guys. Let me check Adora's pops. 15k. Yeah, they're not even letting Adora do anything. And by the way, Adora doesn't even care about obstacles, so she can attack anywhere in her range. Yeah, and she doesn't even have that many pops. Yeah, this tower is just bugged out of its mind. But oh, wait a minute, we're gonna get some action on the T-Rex actually. So when these guys come closer, I think it should be. I'm waiting a little bit too much, or am I? I don't know. Like, maybe we use the ability now, just get some action, I guess, on these balloons in the range. So the fact that these balloons made it all the way around is encouraging, because that means that the carrier flagship is not, well, almighty. It's not all that strong. So that means the T-Rex is gonna see some action, and that also means that we are, this is on. We are gonna get to see the T-Rex. So let me get an NG, and then what else do we want to do? Like maybe like a Sabo or something like that. This is around 95, by the way. We do have the ability. The Adora abilities are not gonna do anything, but we do have, wait, let me just overclock the T-Rex. Let's get some action going. Oh yes, there we go. Look at this guy attack. Okay, let's use the stun ability, just keep all these guys in place. That AoE is insane. Look at this, the guys up top got stunned. You can extend the stun duration, by the way, by merging this guy, and so far so good, round 95. Alright, so the Geraldo flagship actually is doing a lot of damage, but we needed to wait a little bit for these balloons to start leaking so that we can actually see the T-Rex in action. There we go, 75k pops. Yeah, this thing is getting some damage done now. Alright, so ZOMGs, this is the big problem for us. So the Geraldo flagship does struggle a little bit to pop these guys, so I'm gonna overclock the T-Rex, and I think it's time for us to use the stun ability right now. So keep these guys in place, get the damage flowing, and yes, we are gonna pop these guys, but they are making it around. Let me also get the call to arms. We're gonna have another ability to work with, which I absolutely love, and let's get some damage onto these ZOMGs. So how is this T-Rex doing? Guys, I'm gonna be honest, we are missing a little bit of damage with it, but I just can't tell, and I feel like it's a little bit due to the Geraldo flagship, but it's also the fact that once you merge this guy up, the damage is just so much that I don't think that small nerf is gonna matter in Chimps mode, at least. If it's not merged, if it's like the normal T-Rex, like 16 out of 64 power, then maybe, I guess you would be able to feel it, but we're at 48 out of 64, and I don't think that this is like that significant of a nerf. Let me just overclock this guy. We do have a lot of abilities to work with, so we're gonna need to use some of them right now, but we also need to save some for the 45 DTs later on. Okay, so let's, oh, I see some ceramics leaking actually, so let's use the stun ability, keep all of these. Look at that stun range, by the way, it's keeping all these guys on the right side as well. Is this enough? I think it might be. Yeah, the dinosaur is going to town onto these guys. Yeah, look at the front. Yes, there we go. Very good. This is what I like to see. I'm being ready with the ice ability, so as soon as these guys make it onto the other side, I will freeze them. But yeah, this is the round to look out for. ZOMGs are gone. We're gonna have the T-Rex ability again in a second, but if we don't have to use it, that's gonna be awesome. The overclock is still ongoing, and yes, we take down 98, which is really important. Let me check the pops, by the way. This guy, okay, this is like 200k pops. Okay, so this guy is actually doing some work. Although the Geraldo flagship is at 1.5 million, but yeah, the T-Rex is actually helping. Okay, so let's overclock, and then, oh, we need to do something about this one. Okay, so let's stun, keep all the DTs in place, and then we're gonna have the ice ability. So on their way back, we might need to, oh, never mind, we don't need to freeze them. And for the bad balloon, how are we gonna be doing? I'm just gonna buy a Spike Storm just because this is a black border run, but let's just kind of see how much damage we're doing with our R towers. So the Geraldo flagship is probably, well, it's doing a lot of damage for sure, but the Pierce buff, or I should say the Pierce bug, is not gonna be doing anything. So let's overclock this guy, the T-Rex. Let's just dump, use all our abilities. Let's just dump all the damage right now. I'm gonna use Adora's level 10 ability as well, by the way, and we need to freeze the DTs as soon as they appear. So let's freeze them right now. I think instantly popped. Level 3 Adora ability, and then as soon as these ZOMGs pop, I am going to stun them, stun the PvPs, keep them in range, and that is gonna be it. Alright, so we do get the black border. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, this Geraldo flagship thingy just kind of overtook this entire video, and I did not plan on this, but this tower, apparently when you get it with the crow's nest, is bugged, and I think it actually might be true, guys. This thing is bugged because it's got like 1.6 million pops. This merged T-Rex, though, I feel like it is not much change. You're not gonna feel the difference of the reduction of power because it is merged, but if it's not merged, I guess there is gonna be a little bit of change versus Super Ceramics, but nothing too significant, I don't think. So yeah, it should be fine. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. So I still haven't done Polyphemus on Chimps mode, and that's what we're gonna be doing today, but I'm gonna try and put a little bit of a twist to it. We're only gonna be using the eye to place our towers. Now, even though the eye kind of limits us in the towers that we're able to use, it also provides some benefits. Like, for example, one of the buffs is a discount buff, and so what we can do is, even though the sub costs $350 and we started with 650, now we have 350 left over after we've placed one of the subs. So that means that we only paid $300 for one of them. That's because the eye works in a very interesting way. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to explain everything that's happening. But basically, there are 3 icons above each tower, and each of the 3 icons represents different buffs. So one is the attack speed buff, it's the jungle drums buff that you get from the village, it's completely identical. The other one is a discount buff that we just used, and the last one is a camo. So each tower that's placed inside of the eye is going to have camo detection, and that's probably the best one out of all 3, I'm going to be honest, because if we're only using the eye and we're not allowed to place towers outside, that means that we were not going to have to rely on things like the decamo subs or something like a village, right? Because we can't even place it in the first place. As you guys have noticed, there is this Roman numeral which represents the number 6, and what this means is that on each round that ends with the number 6, can I get Pat right here in the middle? No. Okay, let's just have him a little bit down then. Like that, I guess. So you can place Pat in water, by the way. We're gonna have him on strong, and we're also getting a discount on him. So he costs $865, but you need to get $865 in order to place him. But then when you place him, the actual cost is a little bit lower. So that's how discounting works on base towers as well. Okay, so round 15, let me just use the ability when the pinks come out, like that. just to be safe. I think we were fine anyways, but let's just do it like that, and boom, there goes the eye. So it's $500, and then the way that this map works is the eye closes each time there is a round ending with the number 6. So it's gonna be 16, and then 26, and then 36, and so on. But that's not the only catch. The other catch is that the price for opening the eye increases by $500 each time. I did the maths on how much this is gonna cost us through an entire Chimps game, and it's $22,500 that we're going to have to spend just to keep the eye open, which is just an insane number when you think about it. So we're gonna try and get a black border, obviously, and am I buying the airburst darts now? I think I am. I also bought the 100 on these guys because I want to have the sub on the left side, have the advanced intel, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get the sub commander, but we're going to see how everything goes. The only tower that's currently 100% guaranteed that I'm going to buy is the carrier flagship, which we're going to need in order to get the platforms, and then we're going to use the platforms for an Arctic Wind Ice. Okay, so there we go, $1,000, and that is just a lot of money wasted, especially in these early rounds. Thankfully, this is an intermediate map, so it doesn't hurt as much. And let's get the Buccaneer over here. This is going to be the carrier flagship one, but we still don't have the money for the hotshots. So round 28, I guess we're going to have to rely on Pat to pop all these lead balloons. So let's see how we do. I'm going to use the ability. And that's it, and now we're gonna have money for the hotshot. So the carrier flagship is a tower that's 100% going to get bought, but I'm also thinking about two different directions in which we can take this run. So direction number one would be buying a sub commander, and this goes well with the carrier flagship buff, which gives about an 18% attack speed, I think it was, to all water-based towers. So it's gonna be a little attack speed for all of the subs, and then the sub commander is gonna give them damage and pierce, so they're just gonna be very strong, especially with the pad buff. When we hit that button, they're gonna hit very hard, and that's direction number one. Direction number two is just buy it. Option number two is we get something like the Sky Shredder. And so the Sky Shredder is another tower that also benefits from the extra attack speed from the carrier flagship. So that 18% attack speed is going to be kind of significant, I guess. And then when we activate Pet's ability, when we get an alchemist for it, let's just see how we do versus the Moab first. Yeah, it just gets deleted, it's not even close. And that is probably direction number two, which I probably like a little bit more than the sub commander, just because the sub spam is such an overused strategy. I mean, it's not that people don't use the Sky Shredder either, but we can have it on the water. We're gonna get the discount for it. It's a very expensive tower because this discount also works on tier 5s. So usually the village discount stops at tier 3s, but this one works on all tiers. So that means that we're gonna get the Sky Shredder for a lot cheaper, 15% cheaper actually. Round 55, and these ceramics are kind of making it a little bit further than I would like to, so let's just use the ability for the fourth wave. Wow, they just disappeared, I guess. And yeah, we are about to have to spend $2,500 to open the eye, and I was just about to buy the flagship, by the way. Okay, so 58, we're about to have the flagship, and there it is. It's a 520 because, again, we don't need the camo. The other bonus that the bomb pad provides is faster projectile speed for these small planes. It's about a 15% faster projectile speed, I think. And interestingly enough, the ice doesn't get... Yeah, there we go. So the ice, when it's on the platform, it doesn't get the discount, but it does when it's in the water. I mean, kind of expected, right? Because you need the towers to be inside of the water, not in the range of the water. But yeah, I guess that's kind of expected. So we're about to face round 63, and I think that we're not going to have any issues, but let's just kind of monitor it and see what happens. I think that the planes are going to be able to deal with it easily. Wait a minute. Are you guys seeing this? The planes are not attacking the camo balloons. The camos are getting attacked when they come into the range of the subs and basically all the towers. 63 is a joke, by the way, but that's a huge bug because these planes, they can pop lead balloons, but they're not going to be able to attack DDTs later on, I guess. They're not even going to be able to attack the camo wave on 78 now that I think about it. So sub towers that are inside of the eye don't get the camo, and that probably means that they don't... Let's just buy this. That probably means that they don't even get the other buffs, right? So they're not even getting the attack speed buff at this point. So that means that we're gonna have to 100% buy the Sky Shredder. I mean, at least that thing is gonna have the flagship buff, right? Okay, so round 74, let's start getting ready for the Sky Shredder. So it's gonna have the bonuses, but let's buy the Arctic Wind first on this top platform. Let me just see if I can fit a village here first. So no village up top. Oh, I saw it. So we can have a village. Okay, that's good. So let's just buy it. Let's just get a 401. This is going to be because we have camo. So 401 ace. And then let's see how we do versus 75 because of these double Moabs. There goes the eye, by the way. 3,500. And around 76. No problem. Wait a minute. Where's my ace? Hello? Is that another bug that I just discovered? And the money's gone, right? They didn't refund us. So if you have a tower placed on the Arctic wind ice, that means that that tower, whenever the eye closes and then you reopen the eye, it means that the tower is gone forever. I mean, this complicates things a little bit, right? Because I was still planning on buying something like a village, like alchemists and then stuff like that. Maybe some glue gunners, maybe some boomerangs. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I just got the 240 glue strike. We're gonna try and fix the DDT problem by getting a glue storm eventually. Maybe we can buy some towers after the last close, after round 96. Wow, these bugs are so annoying actually. So the small planes are not going to do any damage to DDTs, which is not a lot, but it's still some damage that we're missing. And now its tower is disappearing, which limits our ability to place water-based towers on the Arctic Wind Ice, which probably also means that we bought the Arctic Wind Ice for nothing. And here comes round 90, the first DDTs. We're going to have to use the glue strike. Let's use it now. That was actually a lot easier than I expected. I even used Pat's ability, but we might have 95 with this if we manage to get the glue storm by it. Okay, so we're about to have money for the glue storm. Let's just get it. This is gonna be our round 95 and round 99 ticket. But let's use the glue storm right now. And that was a little bit closer to 91. Okay, round 94, one of those more interesting rounds with a lot of RB. Let's see how we do. A bunch of BFBs and ZOMGs, and that's about it. But they are coming in hot from both sides. So let's see how we're gonna do. Let's use the glue storm, and we can use Pat's ability, I guess. Do we have to? Let's use the grab, which I probably shouldn't have done, honestly. And I think we're gonna have to blast with... Wow, that snipe was very close. But let's just clean everything up in round 95. We should have everything up for 95. But let's just think about this one for a second. So what do we want to do? So whatever we place in round 95, it's going to disappear in round 96. And I'm thinking of getting a Sabo. I think that that's going to be still cheap enough to be worth the sacrifice. And for us to also have the money to even buy the eye, right? So let's just get a Sabo. How much is this going to cost? 4.7. So it's going to be about 5.5k, I guess, with the discounts. Maybe closer to 6k. And hopefully this is enough to beat round 95. Along with the glue storm, because we do not have other sources of damage for it. And let's see how this is gonna go. Let's use the glue storm. DDTs are incoming. Let's use the Sabo now, a little bit later, just because it doesn't cover the entire time the DDTs are coming out. And I'm kind of saving Pat's ability, but I think I'm gonna need to use it. Or am I? Yeah, let's use it. Let's just be safe about it. Let's just use it. And that's it. Okay, so this run is somehow still going. We don't have that much damage, but the run is still somehow going. And a little bit of a bug again, but that's fine. So let's see how much this is gonna cost. $4,500. There goes the Sabo as well. This bug has currently cost us, I think, what is it, like $10,000 at this point, plus the $22,500 that we spent on the eye. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to buy the Copium Towers. We're getting the 204 boomers. I mean, we're missing a bunch of damage. We're missing everything, but there are no more eye closes, which means that we can now place land towers in the space that we have, which is not a lot of space. So I'm just gonna go ahead with these Copium Towers. I'm gonna buy a 204 boomer, maybe get one more, and then we'll see what we do later on. Okay, let me try and find a space for this Spike Factory again. I don't think there is anything available. I mean, it's just such a tight space at this point, but I feel like we have to buy it now because we need the cooldown for 99, right? I mean, we can place a glue gunner, but then again, do we want to have a glue gunner? Because there's so many things left to buy. We still need money for the first strike. I think this is the most effective way to spend our money at this point. It's just a 013 glue. Let's see what happens. So glue storm right now. I'm gonna use Pat's ability just so we have it back on cooldown. Let's just have Pat. I guess I should switch it to first. Yeah, let's have him on first for a second. Let's use the glue storm again, and this is... it's very tight. It's looking super tight. If we get Pat's ability up, we might be able to clean this up. No, they're leaking up top. No, this is it. Oh, the save? Nah, never mind. It was way too much. Okay, so I pressed restart because I wanted to try this thing again, and the eye cannot be opened anymore. It's closed. But here's the thing. You can still place towers inside of it. And that is yet another bug that I've discovered, which is bug number 3, I think, at this point. So I'm not gonna end this video on a loss. I'm gonna do the entire strategy, and because we lost around 98, I'm gonna show you guys the last 3 rounds from this run. Okay, so as round 98 is approaching, I bought everything that I wanted to buy in the previous round. So we have the Sky Shredder. I bought the Solver as well, just because I hadn't tried it in Chimps mode after the last buff. But all the towers are the same. I bought a bunch of Alchemists just to keep these towers buffed. And let's use Pat's ability and just completely melt this thing, because the Sky Shredder is a really good tower. Let's slow everything down. Let's just buy the Absolute Zero for around 99, because why not? I think we're gonna have it up and use it immediately for these DDTs. And there it is, round 100. So everything that I wanted to buy in the previous run, I got it in this one. So 2 alchemists, the sky shredder, the balloon solver, the sabo, and basically I even tried placing them in the same spots. So here it is, round 100. Let's just use all of the abilities. Let's grab one of these UMGs. And that is round 100, and that is Chimps mode beaten on Polyphemus.